and welcome to Prestige Encounters, the Dungeons & Dragons campaign with two new graduates. We have Shauna Copperstone, aka Slimy Rice, and Huzeski, who's running a little bit late to the session, who just graduated from high school yesterday. Congratulations to the two of you. We love you.
Thank you so much.
We contributed absolutely nothing to their graduation path or anything, but we're so proud of them. So
we probably got in the way.
Yeah.
We taught them about probability and adding up numbers together. That's definitely a thing.
That's very true. And persistence and problem.
I still did horrible in my math class.
Anyway, we got an exciting session for you tonight, but before we get into all that, a few announcements to get through. First and foremost, a lot of the music you'll be hearing tonight is brought to you by Midnight Syndicate. Midnight Syndicate is a music production group that creates goth, horror, and fantasy RPG music that you can be using at your tables at home for personal purposes only. You can find more information at midnightsyndicate.com or use your command !syndicate in our chat for a direct link. They also have a YouTube channel for their music videos. Their music is on Spotify, and you can even ask your Amazon Alexa device to play Midnight Syndicate right now. So that's pretty cool too. We have the Victor Brothers that do fantasy and Celtic music.
Celtic.
I had a little bit of Zark come out there for a second.
Is that Southern Irish?
Celtic music that you can be also using tables at home. There is a YouTube channel that you can go visit by using our command !fantasy in our chat for a direct link. You can also find the music on Spotify, so be sure to give them all the subscriptions, all the likes, as YouTube creators often appreciate. So thank you to both music production groups. For our character art for this campaign, all of it has been done by Starving Artist. Starving Artist is a very talented artist that you can find their commission information in our Discord for very fair pricing, and she's also doing the coloring for campaign 2 for our character art as well, with Shauna Copperstone, aka Slime Rice, once again, who is doing the line art for the character art for campaign 2. So
I will say, shout out to Starving Artist. The colors for Shauna's line art, fucking fantastic.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Speaking of campaign 2, it is coming up very soon. So if you're just now tuning into our channel, like session 109, what's this life? You can join a fresh new story in an original world with lore that you have no idea about because it's all original. It's fantastic. It's terrifying at the same time, but it's coming up very soon, and we're so excited to bring you on our next adventure soon. So that is all I have for my announcements. I believe, Nate, you have something for us. And you're muted.
Sorry, thank you. I sure do. So we have our very own 1.18 Minecraft server that has a few sprinkles on it for good measure.
Sprinkles?
So, yeah. We'd love you to come check out the custom builds we have and the world spawn featured from previous versions of the server that we've had. And you have the opportunity to level up with the addition of the MCMML plugin. You can claim your own land with worry-free grief protection and build to your heart's content. And recently, the server has been abuzz with the addition of our first custom created boss. You can explore the honeycombed halls to find the queen bee herself, along with her very own undead backup. You can get sweet loot if you manage to defeat her, and look forward to more unique dungeons and boss fights to come in the future. You can join our server by connecting to mc.pgc.gg.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nate. And Chloe, what do you got for us?
Just a real quick announcement. I wanted to bring up once again that on our Prestige Redbubble, we have our Pride merch out currently. It has a ton of great designs, pride flags, a Lich Please, and like I've said before, we're working with the Trevor Project and donating a portion of the profits to them. However, I did want to mention just a couple other things about the Trevor Project. The very first thing is that I've mentioned that they offer resources. They have counselors, therapists. They have places you can text, so you don't even have to go anywhere. You don't necessarily even have to donate your own financials. You can actually donate your time. So they have an option on their website, if you wanted to go check that out, where you can go somewhere physically and help out in your own community. So definitely go take a look at their webpage.
Thank you
And I
so
read
much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much, Olive. Absolutely, and we will get you a link for that in our chat very soon. It is pgc.gg/merch. So be sure to check out our Redbubble store. I believe, I do declare, I believe that's all we got for announcements. So go ahead and grab your drinks, grab your snacks as we welcome you to our table and we begin session 110 of Prestige Encounters. And welcome back, everyone. So where we last left off, the champions of Cataran were given the task to we're given the task to go and find the Wand of Orcus in order to save their loved ones and friends that were petrified by Calistan the Generous, a lich which is the general of Orcus, the demon lord, also the patron of Elith, which is kind of going to be the whole theme for this this thing. They went to the ruins of Zalren. They killed 2 angels that were defending the wand.
Wait, what?
No, they were automatons.
They definitely
They
were not
They were
automatons.
totally robots, man.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh, automatrons. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. He just doesn't respect them.
Anyway, they retrieved the Wand of Orcus after learning how the city of the civilization of Zalren was destroyed through a sacrificial ritual performed by Calistan, and returned back home. It was while they were debating on what to do next that they received a messenger from Calistan stating, kind of as a threat, that they would continue to kill people such as Zark's own mother, Matilda Nacella, until the wand is delivered to him. Finding a safe place to not be scryed upon, the champions went to the tower of Elviron Creekip, where
You've probably heard of him.
you've probably heard of him. Anyway, where he has all these wards to protect from that sort of thing, and it was here that Elith revealed that she had possession of the Wand of Orcus, and that is where we last left off with our last session. Champions, what would you like to do?
Can I arrest her now? Is that too late? Is that option off the table now?
I'm resisting arrest. You're not arresting me.
There's a joke to be made there, but time and place.
If you two are being serious, I have character actions following you two doing that.
I mean, I'm serious about not being arrested.
I wanted to real bad, but
Yeah,
we
we gotta hear her out, guys. Oh, all right.
Well, are you gonna hear her
Sounds
out,
like
or are
it's
you gonna
his
try to
choice.
arrest her?
Well, it's too late now. The guards are back at the keep. That's why I brought 2 of them with me.
I mean, you're the head of the guard. You can arrest her.
While they're talking about this, can I attune?
Oh, this wasn't in character at all. I'm just saying.
No.
Okay, perfect. I really thought it was.
You guys to do this in character.
I thought y'all were listening.
That's why I asked for specification on whether you were doing this or not. Because if
No, I was just
Well,
No.
guys, honestly, like, what are we supposed to do in not just this situation right here, but everything? Obviously, we need to stop.
stealing from each other, I agree.
Well, Yeah. But also, I was gonna say we need to stop. It's sorry, real quick. It's Bolin Frail. Is he the one
Bullet
that?
Frail is also known as Calistan, who is.
That's right.
Did I spell that right earlier, by the way?
I'll give you the
Okay.
spellings in chat, guys.
Okay.
Jesus
Okay, thank
Christ.
you.
Tone,
We need to stop the lich.
Yeah.
And it's also clear that Orcus's generals don't necessarily get along.
Right.
And I will add further that Elif has just
Oh.
laid out where her priorities lie, which is us, this world. And I believe her. I, for one, believe her.
It's very funny that she would say that and then steal something from us.
It's not funny.
Well-
It's very serious.
Listen, she didn't steal it.
She just, ended up with it.
Yes.
Who stole it?
Good question.
Kelvin.
Look, I don't pretend to be I try to be a good person, but I don't pretend like I am a saint or anything. And I don't necessarily know what the best thing is to do. And frankly, I'm scared right now.
So you're scared, so you give the weapon of mass destruction to the person who works for the person who's looking for the weapon of mass destruction.
Well, she wants to stop the other generals that are currently being a problem.
And we don't?
I didn't say that. I just
Our purposes are aligned.
she's able to use a powerful tool.
It's a group decision and you stole a thing.
And didn't, if I remember correctly, she didn't actually say she wants to stop the other generals. She just wants to become one herself so she can protect this world.
I want
She
to kill
wants
the
to
rest
be
of the generals.
Only one. She wants
Yes.
to
Oh,
be
okay.
the only general.
My mistake, I misheard.
But realistically, I don't think that we. I mean, we might be able to kill him without the wand, but it might be difficult.
As if everything hasn't been difficult up to this point.
Well, the wand would surely help
I think we could
make
do
it
it.
a little less difficult.
Now, we've been talking about liches this whole time. He has a phylactery, right? That's his vulnerability.
Yes.
What he needs is for us to go to him to give the wand over. That'll be the pretext. We get close enough, we take him down. We don't give him the wand. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
I
Yes.
definitely don't think he should have it.
Definitely not. I don't think anybody should have it.
Elith, can I trusted you so far. Never. I'm going to continue to trust you. You can hold the wand. I trust that you will do what's right.
That's good.
Hello everyone. When did you arrive? I'm afraid I don't have any teammate. I'll get some started right away.
Didn't he greet us when we first got here?
Yeah, and then he went to go make tea,
Didn't-
which is why.
And then now he's saying he doesn't have any. What was he doing in there?
He probably fell asleep or something.
Didn't
That's
you just
fair.
point out that you had the wand too?
Yeah, he did. But again, he probably fell asleep.
Oh yeah,
He's an
yeah.
old man, you guys.
that's fair.
Cut him some slack.
Hey, the boy is here.
Hey, nice haircut.
Oh shit, looking dapper as fuck.
I mean, wasn't it like that last week?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
It was not.
I will have the teammate in just a few moments. Excuse me.
I have a question.
I'm not gonna hold my breath on that tea.
Attunement, is that a process or is it instant?
It's a
It's-
process.
Takes an
Okay.
hour or so.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah, so long as you don't go throwing your entombment item into a river of lava or anything.
All right.
yeah.
That was unfortunate happening.
It was not my brightest moment.
I think Ember brings up a good point, which is that if we're going to make it through this, we can't be sneaking around each other either. We do have to make these decisions as a group. That starts with trusting each other.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I agree that
you
we
did
should
what-
be able to trust each other, and I started to feel frustrated. I feel like Ember is using his morals to dictate what other people should do. And I know he's smart, but that didn't feel right to me. I don't know.
I have never let my morals overcome our group consensus.
You did what you thought was right. I respect that, Killen. But I think
also
we can.
I do not respect stealing from a party.
Especially when the person who is saying this is the one that got stolen from.
There's a larger issue here, which is that we have something bad is coming. Something big.
Is that a larger
Again.
issue?
Yeah. That's the largest issue. And in order to tackle that, we're gonna all have to work together on this. So can we agree? No more stealing.
My thought on the large sheet. Yes, we have that coming, but who's going to stop it if not us? And how are we going to stop that if we can't trust each other? I agree, Jack. No stealing. But I think there's probably something deeper here that probably needs to be fleshed out. There's conflicting gods, there's conflicting morals. You serve whoever you want to. You serve death. Everybody has an idea about it's okay to steal from this person. It's not okay to steal from that person. Sometimes we have to kill people to move forward in our path. Sometimes those deaths are not necessary. These are things that are going to tear us apart as a group, or have been tearing us apart. Maybe we should flesh out issue.
Where our priorities lie. Well, for my part, I don't serve death. It seems he's been helping me, but that's where it goes. That's as far as that goes. My priority is to. We've made no such arrangement. He doesn't make any such demands of me. Where my priorities lie is this world, this family, these people.
I have the tea. I hope you all.
Thank you.
A nice chai.
Oh, delicious.
Oh.
Thank you.
Does he say anything about the wand?
Who?
Elviron? Or does he make no I mean, it's still here. You know?
So far, he hasn't. I did bring a little bit of unicorn milk for such an occasion. Please help yourself.
Interesting.
Thanks.
I don't try that. What does that taste like?
So it's just like looking at it in the little picture thing. It has kind of a silver sheen to it, kind of, but also like the color of opal. When you look at it, it reflects with the light as well. It's interesting.
May I, DM, watch Elviron and get a vibe check on him, whether he's holding back something, whether he seems alerted or unsteady, nervous, anything like that?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Sure. 31.
31. You have met with Elviran multiple times. There's something different about this behavior of forgetfulness. And as you kind of like observe, it seems to be an act.
I'm gonna put the tea down and without drinking it. Elviran.
Yes, that is my name. I am Elviran. Perhaps you've heard of me. It's such a nice moment to make your acquaintance. What did you say your name was?
Why don't you come and sit with us?
Okay. He's gonna like wave his hand and like a chair will pull itself up. I'll sit down in it.
Okay, I'll come over.
Hey DM,
Pat.
I'm gonna read on Jack. Can I try and figure out what he's doing?
Do an insight check.
Okay.
It's like counterspell with insight checks, guys.
It's really not, but I think I know something that he probably doesn't.
Well, you could also read his mind, right?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a 9. I'll go with the 9.
A 9. I mean, hard to get a read on Jack. Jack is kind of the
It's,
master of these things.
It's a quick flare of the eyes to Ember, and a nod to Elviran. And I'll also be signaling to Hughes-esque. It's just nice to sit down sometimes. I often find a nice cup of tea with friends is a wonderful place for sharing truths, perhaps. A good zone for that sort of thing, you might say. You've been so gracious, Elviran, so very hospitable, and we appreciate that very much.
I'm not Jack. I'm not entirely sure that your idea is the best possible idea.
Elviran will pour himself a cup of tea, put some unicorn milk in it.
Mm-hmm.
There are secrets that must be remain secret.
Okay. Elviran, would you please, if you have any concerns, you can share them.
So he'll take a sip of his tea. Some little dribble down the corner of his mouth.
Man of your experience, your years, your knowledge, we would be eager to hear of your wisdom on these matters.
I'm gonna send a message to Shada real quick.
Okay.
And ask him to do his thing where he can tell what level something is.
To know your enemy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. May I, meanwhile, while he's doing that, just put a friendly hand on Elviran's shoulder to see if I'm passing through anything.
Just clarification really quick on Elviran.
Okay.
Like the enemy.
So in order, Ember does that to Shada before Jack does this. And Shada, what was your question?
I was just asking Ember, like specifically just for clarification on it, to use Know Your Enemy on Elviran. And he
Know
said
your
yes.
enemy on Elviran on his level.
Yeah, just total level.
Yep.
It's whether it's higher than yours or not.
whether it's higher or lower.
Yep.
What level are all of you?
17.
Yeah, he's your superior.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
I have a pressing matter. I would like to leave this current engagement and find Gari.
Jack, can you make an intelligence check for me, please?
Okay, sure. Intelligence check. Sure. Oh, gross.
Could I also use Divine Sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Intelligence. Yeah, general intelligence, it's just an 8.
8. I mean,
Yeah.
You put your hand on Elviron's shoulder. It doesn't pass through. He's not an illusion. As Elf gets up and begins to head for the doorway out of this room, Elviron kind of like jerks his chin and the doors will slam shut.
Cool. I would like to officially state that one or both of Embers have their eyes on Elith at all times.
Okay. And Shada, you get the undead from Elith. There is a celestial presence in this area, but you don't. In contrary to your ability, it doesn't have an exact location.
Okay.
But really, that's it.
All right. And
Please do not take my actions as hostile. You all, each and every one of you, are safe here, and I have been nothing but helpful and hospitable for you, because I believe that it is helpful. One moment there. I believe that there are matters at hand that we all must discuss and not be distracted and find excuses to excuse ourselves from such situations.
No. Okay. Where's Gari?
He is safe within this tower. Probably no stuck in a book, as a young boy has a tendency to do. Don't worry. Beginner level spells, only he is still quite an apprentice.
Can I tell if this is the same Elviron that I had a chat with, or if it's a different one?
You can make an insight check.
Can both Embers do that?
Yeah. Shada, you were going to say something else? What were you going to say?
it was it doesn't matter at this point.
Okay.
Shit. 7 and a 12.
There's no discernible difference.
Mm-hmm.
What all do you plan to do? This is Elvira now, like, dropping whatever act he was trying to pull.
Elviron, if this is a facade that you put on, I'd appreciate it if you did not do it in my company. It makes you very suspicious. And I'm gonna use the what is it, the thing where I can read his thoughts. I'm gonna use
Medallion
detect
of
thoughts. Yeah, medallion of thoughts to detect thoughts and his surface level thoughts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see here. Yeah, so this is blocked. You cannot read his thoughts.
It's just blocked. Alright.
Something like non-detection, I assume.
Yeah. Something I would expect from both him and a counterfeit him. Fuck!
Well, Elviron, our plan is, well, it'll have to evolve as we know more. What we do know is that Bolin Frail, or whatever it is that thing is calling itself, has some people who are important to us. And he's expecting us back with that thing.
He is no longer a he. It's an it. Sorry. Continue.
They're expecting us back with that wand. That's our way close. Once we get close, I think we should take him out as quickly as we can. Destroy him. Find his phylactery and destroy that. Wipe him out. Because
how are we going to find the phylactery?
Don't know.
Can we use it?
Don't know yet.
Would that
We
find?
could use it. Maybe.
Would I know enough about legend?
That is a good idea.
Would I know enough, DM, about legend lore to know if we can find a phylactery or not?
You don't know enough about the object itself. You tried using legend lore about the phylactery last session, I believe. Not enough was known about it to give you a location.
Okay.
But it is known he doesn't keep it with him. It's in a protected location.
Oh, yeah.
I'll point at Hugh. I've got an idea. Hugh, you've been studying this stuff, right?
Somewhat,
Okay.
yeah.
To your knowledge, if a lich dies, the body's destroyed. Is the way it works that they're resurrected from that phylactery, the thing that keeps them alive?
I believe so, and to my knowledge, it would consume all of the souls inside the phylactery to do so.
So wherever he would be after we kill him, that's where the phylactery is. He will reappear there.
He would resurrect at the phylactery, yeah.
So all we would need is a way of finding him.
So we just
We kill
need
him
to
once.
We need to kill him and then find them, but how long does it take to resurrect via phylactery?
Good question.
Anywhere between 1 and something days, I believe.
That's-
For a clone, it's 1 in 180.
It's not
half
that
a
long.
year.
The
Half a year.
vanquishing Calibrated, although temporary, could buy you all some time at
Indeed.
the most. But how do you guarantee the safety of your loved ones and friends? Is he the only one involved in this operation? Or is he
That
just
is,
the only one who's made himself known
That is
explicitly?
an oddly specific question of how we going to protect our lives.
Who's asked you?
Well-
Go ahead and make a book check for the history.
Got it.
Oh, I guess that would be smart if there was somebody else in the shadows.
It's an 8.
You don't know how long it takes them to resurrect. Elith, if you have anything to share with us, now would be the time. What do you know about these generals of Orcus?
Great question. I know bits and pieces.
Sorry, I misinterpreted what that would mean. It's A14 because it's expertise. It's double my proficiency, regardless if I have proficiency or not in history.
It's a
So it's 2
14?
plus. Yeah, it's a 14.
Yeah, still wouldn't know.
It says that the 9 will rise. I know that there are 9 generals.
Are you considered a general?
No, not yet. I know their names. I have them. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know much about where they are. I know a couple, I think 3, 4 are Death Knights, if I'm not mistaken. Taking all of them out would be... It would take a long time. If we didn't do it in one fell swoop, but if we did it in one fell swoop, it would be too
That would
much.
probably be the best way to guarantee the safety of the people they took.
Doubtful.
Do we know anything about them where they reside? Because taking them off one by one seemed a better option.
Can we use that legend lore spell?
Yes, I can cast that spell on whatever legendary item that we know
Oh,
of, but
is
I
it
don't.
just for
Legend
items
lore,
or not people?
It is items.
Oh, okay.
Can I wish to know the location of people?
You
That seems pretty simple.
you could, but you only have 2 of those.
It'll
Also,
only
what if
work
they
for one
just
person.
move?
You're very right, but it'll give us an idea. They don't. I don't think they move that often, except for the knights.
I think
Is-
those things are. I think we can solve this without using those. For
We'll see.
Yeah. What about other kinds of scrying or divination? Do we have to know their location already, or can we just know things about them?
We just need to know who they are, and we have an orb back in our arcane study, and I'm sure Bull and Frail here has an orb that we can use.
Elviron.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. Sorry.
Indeed.
So many
Words.
archmages.
Yeah.
Who's who anymore?
Reverse that. Swap
I think
them.
he let us. I think he let us use one before, so I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
May I use the orb of dragon kind to go ahead and give my scrying a shot? As to who, I kind of like Arcandion. I
Target.
don't really want to.
Is there anything we can do to protect our identity while we're trying to spy on someone?
The first thing that I would do is we don't target Bull and Frail with it, we target the statues, because he's probably close to the statues.
As far as I
And if not, we can just secure their safety first.
Yeah, I can do the statues if we want to see what he's doing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and scry on Shada's mom.
Okay. All right. So I'm just looking at a few things here. While she's casting Scry, y'all can go ahead and keep on talking.
Okay.
I can write down the names for you guys as well. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
We should, if I think that while we're scrying, we should definitely see if we can find a way to scry on the people we've lost, people that he's taken. Maybe get a clue as to where they are.
Another thing that can be done is to wish for the location of the phylactery, because if we just do that before we go over, might get a significant advantage.
There is also one thing in the long run we are not considering.
What's that?
The one in charge. The Demon Lord himself.
Oh, we're considering him, all right.
We talked not too long ago about the possibility of whether he can be defeated.
Not in his current state. His prison is inaccessible.
But he's not like an immortal being.
No.
What would it take? What would it take?
He would have to be freed.
You kill a god?
What would
Freed.
you do, Elviron? Because we also wondered if we did destroy him, wouldn't that create some kind of power vacuum?
Real quick, before we get into that, is there a fireplace in this place?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Around this time, Flint starts walking around, and he's giving you guys tuna milk.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, Elif, you focus in on your orb, staring into the swirling mist within it. And coming into view is a great hall that you have seen before, but you can only see about a 20 by 20 foot area around this statue that is Shada's mother. It is on a pedestal between two pillars. And what you hear, go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's see here. 14.
14. You hear the sound of a metal chain being dragged across the stone floor. And then just for a moment, there is this large rotten leg that stomps down right in front of the statue with chains around a single that's just loosely hanging, just being dragged along the floor, just takes another step and is out of your view.
What kind of leg? Are we talking like maybe like a draconic rotting looking leg? Or
Make
are
a
we
nature
talking
check.
like okay. Nature check on the way. Dang, natural 20, 23, epic nature.
The leg is not draconic. It appears to be some sort of giantkin.
Interesting. I don't know what to do with that. I will relay it to the group. About a giant kin leg adorned with chains, stomping by Shada's mother, who is still okay on a pedestal.
Like undead, or like just regular?
Was it undead? I thought it was undead. Yeah.
So
it sounded like it.
I think I fought something like that before when I met you guys.
That is an interesting thought. So the history of the world is contingent on the dragons and the giants fighting each other. Giants won, dragons lost. Dragons were basically banished. Giants went to the Feywilds. We met quite a few giants in the Feywilds. This might be something that they have an interest in.
And you guys helped me fight off an undead one, I'm pretty sure.
It's just a thought. Summer Queen escaped the petrifying gaze of those basilisks, and we know that she is at least cordial to us.
It's interesting how she was the only one.
She may know Dragonkin. Or the Giantkin, sorry. She may know the Giantkin. They may want their revenge.
Did you say the leg was chained up?
Save it.
Alec, did you say the leg was chained up?
Yeah, it had like a chain on it. It wasn't necessarily held in place. It was like it ripped away from the chain, but it's still wrapped on it, you know?
Yeah. What if it's someplace where both the giants would be, or a giant maybe, is imprisoned? Someplace where they might be imprisoned. Prison would also be a good place to keep people they took.
Quick question. To know someone, would you have to like know their name, or would it just be like maybe seeing their leg? What would it take to really know someone?
Are you asking
the DM?
The
Yes.
specifics of a spell?
Yes, for scrying.
In the biblical sense?
For scrying.
So the way scrying works is if they don't want to be scryed upon, they make a save. But the more familiar or attached you are to that creature, the easier it is for them to fail the save. So if you have like a piece of their clothing, if you know their name, if you're well acquainted with them, things like that.
So
if you're their best friend, it's like a DC 30.
Yeah. I mean, you can learn a lot from details, but you have to learn how to pay attention.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think about who else to scry on.
Can I try looking at something, or I can maybe try and gather some details from the scenery? I'm pretty good at picking up some things like that.
From the orb of Dragonkind?
Is that a thing, or do you have to be attuned to it?
Well, I mean, typically scrying works by just playing the image on the surface. Is the orb different? Does it not play on the surface?
It plays on the surface. It's like in it, you know. It's the ball. You know?
Just look over her shoulder.
Yeah, just ask me or tell me who.
Scrying, it depends on what you're. If it's like a crystal ball, it is like within the ball itself, or like a mirror. If you're casting the spell itself, it is within your own mind and vision. It's like your vision goes white and all you see is your scry. So in the Orb of Dragonkind's, like the spell enables you to cast scrying, but there's nothing that like helps you visualize it on the orb.
Right.
Okay.
So only Elf would be able to see this. But there is the crystal ball that is in Elviron's tower and the one in your guys' arcane study.
Okay. Well, if I could use a crystal ball, I can try and see if I can pick up any other hints.
That'd be a good idea. Are we allowed to leave?
Mr. Elviron, sir, do you mind if I use your crystal? We're trying to find more information that'll help us.
It's dangerous, I will warn you.
To me? Like to my mind?
To all of you.
So we need to be careful about what we choose, like we did before, right? Well, we need to take some risk, right, to be able to make progress. We don't have a lot to go on right now.
I will use the crystal ball, and you all can gaze with what I see within it.
Okay. So, do we choose another target, or what? What do you guys think?
Sure. Think about the people who are missing.
Did the
And they
Emperor
are.
go missing? Or did the
The Emperor is one of the people who wasn't abducted, yeah.
Okay, he was out.
Yeah, maybe if we choose someone else, we can get a little more, or a little different perspective.
So the crystal ball does require attunement. So if you do not want Elviron to use it, you will have to spend the 2 hours to attune to it.
I'm fine with it.
Elviron can use it, it's right there.
So you're saying if he uses it, we can still see what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like it's fine if he's the one that scries.
Yeah.
Very well. So he's going to lead you all to the top floor of the tower, where this, this portal is, along with the swirling sphere of light with the multiple circles around it, kind of rotating different angles. And he'll take the red cloth off of the crystal ball sitting on the table and put his hand over it and close his eyes, and the image begins to swirl. He goes, "Who do you wish to see?"
How about the Emperor? He was another person that was kidnapped, right?
No, but another one of the dwarven. I'm trying to remember what his name was.
The Emperor was kidnapped.
Right.
Emperor was kidnapped. All of the dwarven clan leaders were kidnapped. Tessa was kidnapped.
Who matters the
Yeah.
most to us? I mean, to any of us individually. I mean, I'd look.
Shot his
I don't.
mom, probably.
Right. I mean, I don't mean to be crass. I don't really care about the Emperor. So,
Well, true. I just thought if we look, if there's somebody else that's closer to, like, relationship-wise to the group, that makes more sense.
yeah.
I mean, we have met Shada's mom. We feasted
My-
with her. We know
my uncle?
her. Also, his uncle.
Yeah.
He just
We're
cried upon
friends
his
with
mom.
him.
We did.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we try a little bit, if we try someone else, we might get a little bit different angle, a little more information maybe.
Let's
And I'll try to be
try.
looking close for any details that I can too.
Let's try Shada's uncle. Let's see where he is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Bolenfeld will continue to focus in, and as the image begins to swirl around this crystal ball, eventually comes into view.
Oh,
Yes.
what?
And Elviron, you have me messed up now.
Oh, attack him!
There he is. It's him.
There he
Anyway,
is.
you have quite a wide range of this room now, about 120 foot radius from the statue that is Shada's uncle, and what you see is that lining the pillars of this hall are all of the statues, and at the head of the hall is a throne made of precious metals and skulls kind of melded into the metals, and sitting there kind of like leaning on the side, his hand holding up his head that is resting on it with his skull and his glowing eyes, is Calistan. Standing on both sides of him are two knights in black armor and a number of undead creatures. Does somebody want to make a perception check?
Sure.
Yeah, I was.
Sure, I think I can do that.
We'd all be able to use an investigation check for this. Is kind of what I was
We're all having a look.
hoping for.
They're kind of looking at it in a wide room rather than a specific thing.
gotcha.
So
So it's hard to
investigation.
see.
26.
26. Okay.
I
Um.
understand.
So like looking around this room, there are two guards, and you look at a number of the undead creatures, and they all seem to be holding items that have this slight glow to it. Wearing armor that's that seems very nice and strong, and it appears that the undead that he has in his immediate vicinity are holding enchanted items. Every single one of them.
Okay, then.
And then stepping into view is this very large creature that Elf described. It is kind of, as it walks, this shadow bellows off of it as if it's smoking. Its legs are a combination of rotting flesh and bones, but not anatomically correct. It is a number of corpses fused together, creating this massively large creature with chains that are affixed to its legs and its hands, but not, the chains themselves are not attached to anything else. The creature is freely roaming about the hall, and then stops at the entrance of it. Wherever they are, you get the feeling of they're well guarded, they're well prepared, and it's going to be an experience. Without
Okay.
the spell will fade.
Clues
Great.
about where they are.
Yeah, did I
saw.
get any?
Yeah.
You saw
So people being guarded.
the Great Hall, but that's really it. You didn't get a feeling of where they were.
Great.
What
Okay.
if I just ask him where he is?
Ask him where the people are?
Yes.
Yeah. That could work.
Because if he's with them, I say, hey, I have what you need.
We don't know
Where
if he
should I
is.
go? But he could lead us to the wrong area. He wouldn't leave the area to come to us, would he? What do you guys think about that? Could we lure him and possibly other generals to us instead?
You don't happen to know anything about, like, his personality, do you? Like, is he really prideful? Is he vain? I don't know. Could you
He's
trick him that way, maybe?
ambitious, say the least.
Trusting?
No.
Then I wouldn't say that he'd be anywhere near them when we see him. He'd hold that meeting elsewhere.
You, in the book of many evil things, were there many entries by him? Did he write in it often?
To my knowledge, did he write in it very often?
No, he did not.
Ah. So,
He's maybe secretive.
if there's one thing that an evil individual likes more than being secretive, it is more power. And if he has a
Offer
written
the book to him?
I wonder perhaps if he would like to take a look at the book. He is so
Probably.
evil after all. He could benefit from it, right?
I don't see how that conversation goes down. He wants the wand. We won't. When he asks for it, we refuse. We won't be in a position to offer him something else.
Unless we just don't refuse the wand.
If you refuse the wand, he still has possession of your loved ones.
Exactly. We have to play a little deception.
What
Do we
about
know
a
where
trap?
he wants us to find him? We could do a trap. We could play a trap. But do we know where he wants to meet us? He looked at me for that. I'll pull out the dagger. Gust. I'll look at it. Consider it. Yan Sibian. You helped us through the tunnels. You always seem to know the way. Now we're looking for the way. to our stolen loved ones. And to that lich that took them. Do you know the way?
I do not. I do know, from what I've witnessed through your eyes, as long as you are here, you will not be able to contact each other.
Okay. Put the dagger back.
The fact, in addition to him having possession of your loved ones, is that Orcus truly cannot be eliminated while he is imprisoned, as nothing can break through his prison or break out without the wand. They need the wand to free him. But he can, it's quite a paradox. He can't be killed while imprisoned, but while he is in prison, he is always a threat.
With the wand, if he has his wand, I don't think we can win that fight.
There is the option of eliminating all of the generals, weakening his forces, and then taking him on your own terms.
So, do we need to give him the wand for him to be able to leave his prison?
Yes.
Or can we just use it?
He needs to take it, right? I have a proposition.
Who?
What's that?
I also had a thought. Go ahead.
So, if we're still on the topic of maybe somehow defeating Orcus, maybe we take out all of his generals, like already stated, weaken him to his absolute weakest point, give him the wand so that we can free him, making him less dangerous, and then through some means maybe wrestle the wand back from him, thus weakening him.
I'm really good at wrestling things from people.
That might work. Or we could maybe use magic. I have no clue how physically strong he'd be, but I'd assume pretty strong.
What happens if somebody's attuned to it when we give it back?
Are you saying I'm not strong?
I know you're
Wrestle
strong,
me.
Flint.
Come wrestle me.
I'll arm wrestle you, Flint.
Bring it!
Both of you to make strength checks.
Sam proceeds to get wrecked.
I would need to. If we.
There's a 24 versus a 4.
Yeah, Sam, he overdoes it, and as he slams your hand onto the tea table, you hear a snap.
Oh!
Oh my god! Ah!
And you kind of hold your arm up, and this pain shoots through as you now have a fractured forearm.
Alright, alright.
Get over here!
Or
Ooh.
shot it if you have the hammer.
Cure wounds.
Hold on, I have
Yeah,
to
let's,
roll damage. You're gonna take 9 points of what was it?
Fracture damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
If a fracture is 9 points of damage, just take into consideration 90. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just.
Ow.
Hold on. I want you guys to realize that a normal human NPC has about 10 hit points.
Fracture
would
about
put
is
them-
all they can handle. Our scale might be slightly off.
A little bit.
Who said that this game was balanced and how it worked?
Yeah, Shadow will take the hammer and tap Sam on the forearm.
Roll for heals.
Breaks it even worse, more damage. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn it on.
He's gotta set the bone. He's gotta set the bone.
That's what the hammer did.
Exactly.
Roll a medicine check before you do the heals.
Me?
Yeah? You're the one healing them.
You're the one whacking.
Which makes me feel so good.
Rolled a 13.
No, you said the bone pretty well.
All right.
So he'll never play basketball again.
No.
Oh wait, well, I mean,
Oh,
Could have gone pro.
Hey, think about Shadow's horrible compound fracture that he had back in Gehenna.
oh,
Sarah was cut in half and we fixed him.
hopefully not. You didn't put him on backwards at
No,
first.
straight up Humpty Dumpty him.
hey, if Sam ever really wants to go basketball, he just needs to chop off his arm and cast regeneration.
Anyway,
Hey, Kelvin, can you roll that for me?
Oh, sorry. Yep. That's
so
a little
what are
You need
y'all
to
going
cast
to
bulk.
do? You've been here in
Well-
Alvarin's tower for a little bit.
For a good while. So here's what I want to do. Well, never mind.
What time of day is it?
I decide now.
What time of day is it?
Yeah,
Good question.
because I feel like we could all use like a sleep.
it's like late evening.
Okay. Feel like we could all use a rest. Start fresh in the morning.
Have we considered using like a sending to Bullen Frail to buy time?
Do we care about his schedule?
I think
Well-
you.
I mean,
care
yeah,
about him
without.
killing people incrementally.
Yeah.
I mean, is he still going to kill people if we don't bring it back immediately?
Yes, but he's
Probably.
also
Ah, well,
going to
shit.
kill people if we tell him we have it, and
Exactly.
Serious question for everyone. Do you think how many generals do you think we can take on at once? If we happen to attract them.
You said they're death knights and liches.
Yes. There's 5 riders. I don't imagine we'd be
How
able to
many-
take all 5.
How many dragons
Realistically,
worth is that?
realistically, 2 to 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Huh. I'll have to find a solution.
And that's without any fatalities, and we seem to run into those.
Wait a minute. I was going to suggest, but I don't know how well that would work.
Throw it out there.
I was going to say, what if we take on Callahan, take him out, and then we use the wand to draw in the generals?
Elliston?
You want to draw in the rest? Didn't Ella?
After we take out Calistan, because here's the thing. As Elif said earlier, once you have power, the only thing you're going to want is more of it, right? So with Calistan out of the way, the generals are going to know there's an open spot up for grabs, and it could be any of them that could take it.
Do you
Is he-
And they'll
remember?
all come for the wand.
Do you
Is he
remember in the
number one,
ruins?
or are
Exactly.
they all the same.
Yeah,
sort
who's
of
Um,
level?
I would say it would be a tie between him and Arcandion. I've seen Arcandion quite a little bit. But do you remember when we were in the ruins and we got the wand and we saw the riders in the distance and we heard them? They were approaching us. There were only
Yesterday.
3. Do you remember? Yes. Do you remember?
Yeah.
If there are
Yes.
only 3 after us, where are the other 2? It seems that they are with Alistan.
Or
So we take down Calistan, 2 of the riders,
And then take
and
down
then
the next
lure in the other 3.
and this is
Then there's still
achievable.
3 more, right?
Yes. That
Could
would
could
leave
work.
Melodrav, Aquarium.
I mean, if we're being honest here, we literally have nothing else to lose.
So what I will say is this is if all of the generals are as strong as Bull and Frail, Calistan, he is stronger than me and possibly as strong as our good man Elvira.
you flatter me. Oh dear, the tea has gone cold. I will read it.
Could you bring something stronger back, please?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
The thing that we have is numbers. Right?
And the wand.
Right. I am 1000% uncomfortable with using.
Well, Ember Sim is gonna hang out with me forever now, so
Oh, good.
don't have to be
news is-
concerned.
Good news is, one of me is going to be hanging out with you forever. Now,
Exactly.
Too.
Guys, I would like to attune to this wand. Is there anything that you might need me for in the next time span of 1 to 7 days,
Where's
other than the
Barry?
obvious?
Where's Barry?
Huh? He's in the tower. That's what Weirdo Elviron said.
How long did you say it's going to take?
An hour for the attunement.
What was the 1 to 7 days thing?
Oh, if I die, it
Oh.
won't take me that much time to come back.
Oh.
Oh, well, shit.
Well,
Could anyone help me out?
Then, cause
Could anyone give me like a
What's-
little boost
Boost
So I-
for what?
for my attunement? So maybe I don't die. Get a little extra life in me, you know?
I've already given you quite enough, I think.
my boosts are more for action, like skills and things like that.
Well, thanks for the moral support, guys. That feels real great.
Sorry,
Well, don't die.
helpful.
Yeah.
Out of character, I have nothing to give you like 10 hit points. Or...
You're good. Out of character, I'm just gonna have to roll. I'll be fine though. I'm strong. Got big power.
Mhm.
I mean, could we just resurrect you though? That's a little faster, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Maybe.
fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll sit with you.
Oh,
She is already.
We'll all be on Elith watch.
she is sort of already undead.
right.
Can
Oh.
you revive an undead who dies?
That's right.
I don't know. That's like a cleric thing.
I mean, I have Revivify, so
I mean,
Yeah,
I do
but is
too.
that does that just state any human being?
no, it just says any creature that has died within the last minute.
Oh, interesting. All right. Yeah. Fuck it. If you die during the attunement process, we'll bring you back to life, and you can try again. Fuck it.
I can. You said that.
Oh shit! Wait, do we have
Right?
diamonds worth 300 gold pieces?
Yes, we do.
I have.
Okay, cool.
At this point, when Flint hears dying during attunement processes, he's gonna just go straight to the kitchen.
Oh
He's
boy.
gonna leave. You guys are nuts. He's going to the kitchen.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Actually, Elith, I forgot I do have something. I can give you Bear's Endurance.
Ah, that sounds
It'll
fun.
bolster your constitution and give you some, temporary boost of health. And it lasts an hour, which I think you said is how long the attunement is.
Attunement
Yeah.
takes 2 hours, I think.
Oh. You can cast on me like near the end.
I actually may have a
Attunement
few
takes
things I could do as
short
well.
rest, which is
But I don't want to do it in this tower.
Well,
That's
if this thing might kill you, having a boost to your
Yeah, so it's 1 hour.
too. So yeah, I can do that.
I have a DM question.
Uh-huh.
Would the attunement of the Wand of Orcus killing you, right? It killing you, is that considered a magical effect?
Make an Arcana check.
I I also have a question. If I die, do the souls get consumed within my vial, even if I get resurrected? Or I
Got
don't know that.
15.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
15, it would be a magical effect, but you don't know the properties of how the death would occur, so you really don't know if a resurrection spell would work.
Right.
Um,
But I do know that I can give you advantage on the save using the Circle of Power spell.
Fog.
well, she is attuning, and people are trying to help her attune, and Flint is in the kitchen making. Well, you'll see. I want one of the embers to go up to the crystal ball, and I want him to start scrying, on every like world political figure that he knows. Whether
It requires
it
attunement
be
to use the crystal ball.
I'll attune to it for 30 minutes. Or, oh, shit, it's an hour. Okay, well, I'll spend that time attuning to the crystal ball. Or I'll go back to our study. How far is it to our study?
It's a 40-minute walk.
What if I teleport?
It would be instant.
Yeah, I'll teleport back to our thing and start scrying on the world leaders.
Okay.
I just want a little, like, 60-second blurb of every world leader that I know
In the
of.
material plane?
And the ones that I know of in the extraplanar realms.
Okay.
Cool. I'll be supporting however I can with Eleth and taking a short rest.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
I'll wave my hands in the air and there'll be like nice relaxing music playing as I cast minor illusion to make music happen.
Alright, so
Like little sparkles.
Flint is in the kitchen of Elviron's tower. One of the embers is in the arcane study alone, and then everybody else is around Eleth.
Well, my spell is instantaneous, so I had one other thing I wanted to.
What's the other thing you wanted to do?
I wanted to grab. Oh my gosh. I wanted to grab Jack for a second. Hey, can I talk to you for just a little bit?
Yeah, okay, sure. What's up?
I was just thinking about what happened earlier. And I think, well, I don't just think, I messed up. For sure. And I feel like you're really good at stuff like this. I just wanted to talk to you.
Stuff like what?
Well, I feel like I'm really smart, but in very specific things. Like I know how gears work, and I've learned a lot about enchantment and stuff, and like math and science and that kind of thing. But well, and I know some things about how people work. Like I can kind of figure out how to make them laugh and smile sometimes. But well, I think. Sorry. I think what I did today was probably pretty rash. I felt like it felt right to me to do it. But I don't know.
I think we're in a complicated situation and we all are fumbling around not knowing what to do next. I think that the longer we wait, the worse it'll get. I think that we want to be careful, and we have good reason to.
Yeah.
I also think that the more careful we are, the more we deliberate, the worse it'll be. I could sense that you were getting frustrated with that. So you thought you'd do something. For what it's worth, this may even be the best way it could go. Well, I mean, aside from, the best way being it never happens in the first place. Bull and Frail, Orcus, all of it. But look, I think we're going to be okay. And sometimes it takes someone deciding to do the right thing, even though it's rash, to push things over into the right course. What we're about to do is very dangerous. Everything we do right now is dangerous. What Elif is doing in that room, dangerous. We don't know what's going to happen. But I've come to believe in her now.
Yeah.
As have, I think, most of us.
I hope so. I think that, well, I don't know. I see what some of these other guys can do, especially like Sam and Huzescu and Ember, Professor Alphraxius. I don't think I could ever reach that level of magic in a lifetime. And that's probably a good thing. I don't think I should have that kind of responsibility. I have enough with what I can do. But I sometimes wish I could do more.
Well, I think you do enough. If I'm perfectly honest, I think that having all that power, all that magic, the weight of it, if you can just, you look at the way Huzescu and Ember are, every step, everything has to be carefully considered, because any misstep can lead to catastrophic consequences. It's too much for one person, I think.
I guess that's
why it takes friends, people, maybe a bit more down to earth, to help things along. Remind everyone what's important. Now, what you did, stealing from Ember, I don't think he'll very soon forgive that, but
his trust is not easy to gain, and
you'll gain it back.
Well, yeah, I hope so. If I don't, if I don't, then. But I believe that it's important to give people a chance to choose and maybe not judge before that happens what the outcome might be.
I agree. Which is why I don't think we should arrest Alith right now.
Yeah. But I just have one more question, and it might be a really big one, but what do you do to help you try to make big decisions? Yes. Or try to find the right path?
We're asking all the big questions tonight. I'll tell you, the first thing I do is try to hold in your mind what's really important. What do you care about the most? And sometimes you'll have to choose between them, and sometimes there'll be losses ahead. You can't keep yourself from losing things, but you can try. Big decisions, especially the good ones, hopefully they'll be made wisely. Hopefully they'll be made with enough time, consideration, but if you don't have any of that, then instinct. And if you've been holding on to what's important, then your instinct should guide you. Should be the best guide.
Well,
does that make sense?
I think so. It's just hard sometimes in the moment. Like, you know, spontaneous choices. I'll try and slow down, I guess. Think about it if I can. I mean, all of this is happening crazy fast.
I think it's about to speed up. Hey, good.
Flint shows up and just raspberry tart, ice cream.
Oh, thank you.
Where are you guys right now with Flint?
We were.
Are you close to Elif? Are you?
We were just like withdrawing outside of the room, and then we are gonna come back in again.
Okay.
But I was just gonna clap Kelvin on the back just as we go in. Just by the way, I've never seen sleight of hand that deft, and I've met a lot of thieves. Nobody noticed that.
I'll admit, I think that was the first time I felt a little selfish using my flash of genius for that. I normally try and use it for helping inspire people to do good things, and that felt a little, I don't know, a little dark, but
crazy, right?
Yeah. Hey Flint, thanks for the food.
Oh yeah, here. So there's a raspberry tart, and I've got I found this shopkeeper outside. He has these pure vanilla beans. They're so good, and this is vanilla bean extract ice cream. It's so good. Take it. Look. Just
What?
taste. Just
What is
taste.
that?
Whoa.
Whoa, what's it doing to my head? Oh, that's cold.
Slow, calm down on the calm down. Eat some of the tart a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. That's. Whew.
That was really tasty.
It's so
What do you
fucking
think
good,
happened?
right? It's so good.
All right, let's go inside and check on Ella.
Kelvin's a
I'll
little
clap Kelvin on the back again.
slobbery and drippy, and he kind of cleans himself up. And all right, let's go.
Yeah. So stepping back into the room, when you step in, and you take entering the room and getting closer to Elf, then you take a bite into your raspberry pie, and it suddenly tastes sour. You look down and you notice that the interior of it is rapidly starting to mold and rot. At this point, there's now green flames beginning to surround Elf in this circle as she continues to focus in on the Wand of Orcus, holding out in front of her and just focusing in on it. And it's familiar. It's low light. The furniture's all kind of pushed out of the ways to make room for her, as others are kind of standing close by but not too close around, as she continues to focus in on this.
Hi. So I would like to, as one of the embers in the room, I'd like to make an arcana check. Basically, I want to figure out what the fuck is happening, because this is not a normal attunement process.
Yeah, gonna make an arcana check.
Yes, I am Ember. I expect a normal attunement process for a normal artifact.
No, I
No
didn't
artifact
expect
is
a normal. I didn't
That's the
expect a
joke.
normal
That's the
attunement process.
joke.
I want to know what's different about this from
Oh.
the normal attunement.
I see.
It's just an 18.
18. So it's more so the power of the wand itself is starting to be released. The wand is really at its full potential when it's being wielded by somebody, and it seems like as she's focusing in on it and starting to attune to it, there's something there that's releasing a little bit of necromantic energy. Not enough to harm anyone around, but food is going to be rotting. Stuff is going to be deteriorating as the focus of the wand itself is necromancy.
Like the area where we found it.
There is something else that we'll need to like address after the attunement, because like if we're really going to try and take down Orcus and he can just take away Ella's powers on a whim, will the wand allow her to continue to access those?
I'm surprised the wand is even letting Sam talk right now. I'm surprised it's not spitting at him, spitting facts. You know what I mean? But no, I don't think it would. I don't think it'd work.
So as Elif begins to near the end of her focusing, we're gonna go over to Ember. Ember, you are currently scrying at the crystal ball. Who do you choose to scry on first?
All right. So in the Valerian Empire, I don't know all the names, but I don't actually know if we had this person named. I want to know the Valerian Empire's Minister of Information.
The Minister of what? You're cutting out.
Information.
The Minister of Information. You do. Well,
I don't know if they've ever been named.
The new Minister of Information has not been named. They have not been necessarily appointed yet. Oh no, they have. It's Lord Lifevine. He was announced as the new Minister of Information.
Oh, it was Lifevine.
And he is among one of those who are kidnapped. He was at the ball.
Okay, so I see the same thing that we've seen previously. I want to go to shit. I want to go to other lands, but I want to go to like other lands, to like the Druid Hills, or like the swamps.
So you're gonna go to the Druidic lands in Iosh?
Yes, I want to go there to somebody that I know that was not at our gather. I just want like a 60-second cut.
Yeah, so there's nobody from the Druidic lands that Ember would know. That was all.
Alright, then I'll go to Thorm. Somebody in Thorm, one of the dwarves that he met in Thorm. That seemed like a higher level person.
Yeah, so at some point there was a they're gonna roll their save for the scribe. Oh, they failed. Not necessarily a member of one of the like the head branches of the clans, but one of their like lesser members. Mostly in passing during the meetings. They don't seem they're currently sitting at a study. There's nothing really going on other than like paperwork.
Cool. I want to go down to the Sekhmet Theocracy, and I want to see any of the leaders there.
Yeah, so you have met the Archbishop of the Sekhmet Theocracy, and what you see, and let me roll his save for that. Okay, so he also fails. The Sekhmet Theocracy, what you see is a Minotaur in his robes, currently in the middle of seems to be this like religious area, and he is wielding a mace and a shield, and is currently fighting a number of undead creatures.
Can I pay attention to that for?
Yeah. So as you're scrying, you hear, "Hello, we're still out here, waiting."
Those poor guards.
Hello? Is everything okay? You think we should go in?
They're knocking on Ember's door right now?
They're knocking on the arcane study.
Oh.
Because that's where they were told to wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, no.
Go away.
Oh, Ember,
Go away.
there's someone here. It's really important.
Go.
They said they have important news. I don't know what they're talking about.
Give me 30 seconds. I want to see what happens in the next 30 seconds with the person fighting the undead in the Sekhmet theocracy. I just want to see what happens, and then I'll get out of it.
Yeah, so as you continue to watch, he is doing quite well. As he like turns, he whips around, and his hand flashes, and this this beam of like white golden flame erupts and like kills a bunch of the undead at once. And as he turns around, the next thing you see is him just get hit in the chest with this green energy, and then that's it.
Does the green energy look like the Orcus green energy that we've seen?
At this point, it looks similar.
Okay. I'll get out of that and I'll go and open the door. Yes, hello.
So, as the door opens, what you see as you open the door and like go to speak to the guard is a pale and gaunt face. The guard that was knocking the door collapses in front of you. And standing right behind it is this withered, undead creature wearing armor and holding a staff.
Can I react?
We'll see how fast you react as we're gonna enter initiative for Amber.
Alright, cool.
Oh shit, a 1v1.
So 1v1, Ember v Lich.
Well, is it a lich? We don't know.
Whatever it is. Who knows what it is? It's got a stick,
right.
maybe it's just maybe it's a druid.
Let me give you all a visual in just a moment.
Maybe he's a smoker, you know? You don't know if he's undead.
Oh, Ember's right there. And none of you are up in that corner. Bonk. Okay.
I can't actually select that token.
Should have access to it. It came directly from your character sheet. Here, try that one.
I don't. Hold on. Let me see if I can drag my own character sheet. Can I not?
It's in your journal.
Yeah. So I can do this one, but I can't
3
do.
hours.
I can't do. Oh, I can do the third one that you put on there, but I can do this one, which I'm about to delete. But I can't do the other one. Can't do.
Go ahead and
that
drag
one.
and drop your own. So you can do the one right in front of the door.
Yeah.
Cool. So go ahead and roll initiative for that one. And we're gonna get this up on stream.
Oh, I did not get that. Try again. Oh. Actually, it's this.
All right. So as you open the door, this face, the guard drops down, withered away, and this person looks at you, and goes, "Hello," and this is gonna start initiative.
Cheerful little dude.
Very, very cheerful. So the first thing they're gonna do is reach out and They're gonna try to cast inflict wounds on you.
19 hits, yeah.
No, that was initiative.
Oh, sorry. 13. I did not specify that I was casting mage armor, so that hits.
All right. That is going to be 75 points of necrotic damage.
That ember collapses into snow.
All right.
Oh.
And just like that, initiative's over.
Wow.
Good to know our defenses do nothing.
Well, your defenses aren't.
Whatsoever.
Also, you don't know
They're
that.
not finished. Well, my character doesn't. I'll keep that knowledge to myself. Kellen's better not knowing. He has enough to worry about.
All right. So, back at Elviron's tower, Elith, as you finish your hour of attunement, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, and you get to do so with advantage.
I should have. I got 2 buffs. Does that change anything? Can I roll?
You get the 1 with advantage. The
All
other
right,
one just gave
guys.
you temporary hit points.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Uh-oh.
So,
So
Elith,
8
what'd you
and
get?
9.
I got a 9, y'all. It was good knowing you.
So as
Oh.
the elf continues to focus in on the Wand of Orcus, the flames continue to grow and grow, and the sockets within the skull continues to grow brighter and brighter. Hello, child. And with that, Elith eyes go wide, and you watch as this green energy begins to go around and envelop her. It begins to burn at her. She begins to wither, and Elith falls dead, dropping the wand at her feet. The flames immediately extinguish.
I'm dead.
Oh no. Who could have ever seen that coming?
Holy shit.
That's not
From
good.
her corpse, a zombie does rise.
Whoa.
Shit. Alright.
So, hey, y'all.
I'm sorry, guys.
We're gonna.
I didn't know that would happen.
All those zombies, all those people you turned into zombies. It's finally payback.
I know, it's finally me, the ultimate final form.
Yes.
Yeah, so this seems like a good, because I did not expect this to happen. This seems like as good of a map as any I can pull from a random freaking thing.
Dude, an 8 and a 9? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oof.
In this influential moment, I've been robbed. The universe robbed.
Need some 07s in
Been
chat.
robbed by fate.
Maybe fate is telling us something, y'all. Maybe this is a sign.
I also
Oh.
need to pull up Elle's character sheet.
What do you mean by that?
I mean
What do you mean by
exactly
that?
what I said.
What do you mean by that? Truly.
And we didn't finish our rest, so we don't take any benefits of our rest, right?
You all
Or do
would
we
get
get
a short rest. I don't think any of you were truly resting, unless you strongly believe that you were.
Not really.
Uh,
Oh, no.
I'll let you.
I
all
like
be the
short
judge
I
of
honestly
that.
wouldn't- I wouldn't put it past Zark to actually fall asleep during this process.
You're still my homie, Zark. Even if you don't like me anymore. Actually-
All right.
I'm coming back a new person.
Oh yeah.
So Elf Zombie is right there. The rest of you, if you're in the room, can go ahead and put your character tokens on the map.
Oh no. I don't like where this is headed.
I do. Fuck this bitch up, y'all. Let's see it. Let's go.
And I need to pull up the...
I mean, it's a zombie. How much damage can it really do?
It's a good question.
As long as it doesn't know magic, we're good.
We don't know if
Zombie
it does yet.
did.
Hey, let's go.
You can all go ahead and roll initiative.
A real good question for a barbarian that has 17 hit points.
It's a really good question. This map is brought to you by the Mad Cartographer.
As you can see, or as we can see, chat can't see it yet, in the bottom right corner.
You can see it. Are you
Yo,
on the map? Are you
Flint has been trying to sleep for 3 fucking sessions now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be fair, the past 3 sessions have all been within a span of a day, so.
You really
Yeah,
have been.
Yeah.
It's either one session where we spend 3 months doing stuff, or 3 sessions on one day. Can't do both.
Ellis, I will.
There is no in between.
What?
I will be playing your character during this.
Please do. I want to see how you play her. I'm so interested in this right now.
All
Also,
right.
There's really good news. There's somebody in our fortress who's a high-level person that got by our security and our safe wards and is now just in there. Just so you guys know.
Like in there as in stuck in there?
No, he's just fucking in there. He killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
He killed.
Got right in there.
He killed a version of Ember. He's in there.
Oh no.
Really good
Goodness.
thing. Yeah.
Forbiddance will take care of it, right?
Is this your Ember
Wait.
group that, or?
No, this is me
Still
telling
out of
you
character.
guys that.
Wait a minute, which Ember are you?
Like, I don't
So-
think you can tell when your simulacrum dies. So
No, you
yeah.
can't.
Yeah. No, this
It's not like you have a
me
bond or
telling
anything to
you
him.
Guys, this is a sketch situation.
So,
Or what if you're the
top
secret-
of the round? It is your turn.
Let's go. Okay, cool. And all right, cool. I'm just gonna pull out the old crossbow here because I didn't get to use that in a while. And take a shot at it. 28.
28 will hit.
All right. That's gonna be 11. It's also no favor, so 6, so 17 total.
17. Okay.
And then using crossbow expert, shooting again. 30.
30 will hit.
That's gonna be for 12.
12. Okay.
And then extra action or extra attack, one more shot. 16. Ooh.
16 will hit. Damn,
All right,
your
cool.
armor class is shit.
It's a 7. Oh my god, 7. Ugh.
Sure is, isn't it?
7 points of damage. Alright,
Just-
anything else for your turn?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right, so it is now Zombie Ellis' turn. Zombie Ellis will turn around and going to cast Vampiric Touch on Flint.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That is going to be a natural 20, I think. Yeah.
Cool. You can only get 17 points of healing.
Yeah, so you all watch as the wand glows, it flashes as this elf, almost like a puppet, turns around and grabs Flint by his face, and this energy whelms up, and Flint's skin withers as he falls unconscious.
Dear
And
Lord.
she's gonna get 8 hit points back.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey, yo. I don't like this no more.
That would have been 35 points of damage total.
This ain't fun no more.
And Flint immediately falls.
No good.
Well,
Jack, it is now your turn.
Indeed. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hexblade's Curse on Eleth,
Okay.
and I'll use my action to attack with Gust. Quick stab.
Okay.
Come on. That'll be 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Rolling damage. Very slowly. It's 8 points so far. 8 points of magical piercing, plus an additional. Let's do the sneak attack damage. Plus an additional 18, making a total of 26 points of magical piercing damage, plus, I believe it's 6 points of necrotic damage from Hexblade's Curse. Oh, is it? Sorry, it's just straight damage. So, total of 32.
Is any of that necrotic?
No, it's all piercing.
Okay.
Yes, that's the turn.
Flint, can you roll a death save, please?
I can. Well, it's my turn. For Ember, his familiar. It's on him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Death save for Flint. Let's go. That's a 19. Aw, shit. It's so close. Yeah, one succeed. So that's Flint's turn. He succeeded. He did not die.
And as the rest of you are bewildered as to what exactly is happening right now, as you just watch Elf fall and then immediately get back up and start attacking you, that's where we're going to take our mid-session break.
Oh boy.
So we will return with Sam's turn here in just a moment. We'll see you all very soon as we're going to take a short little break here. And Jack.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you'd like to catch the rest of our adventures, if you want to catch up on what we've been doing, we can always find us on YouTube. We are on there. We are on YouTube. The YouTube.
The tubes of you.
Sensational. And we put all our stuff up there. You'll find our videos up thus far. You'll also find a few things from Selkos and also a few art videos. We've got a lot of cool stuff like that. So come check us out there. And if you're watching us on YouTube, by all means, come and have a look at us over on Twitch. We do this live. We are Prestige Encounters. We're also a podcast. And we'll see you after the break.
See you soon, everybody. And welcome back, everyone. So where we last left off, we were currently in initiative. And we're going to go ahead and proceed with that initiative. So it is now Sam Thornton. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Awesome. I'm going to transmute a Scorching Ray to throw at Illith.
You're going to transmute it into?
Lightning damage.
Okay.
I suppose all of those hit.
Those 3 will hit. All right, that will be 11 points.
That'll be a total of that should be a total of 28 points of lightning damage.
So 14 points of lightning damage.
14. 6 plus 8 plus 9.
Yep.
It's 23.
That's 23, and then plus the 5 because I get a bonus on lightning damage.
I think she might.
So it's 28.
So 14.
Okay, I understand now.
Anything else for your turn, Sam?
Nope, that'll be Sam's turn.
All right, it is now Calvin's turn. He's
Okay.
Escu's on deck.
Pretty simple. I'm just gonna run up. I'm going to cure wounds, Flint. Bonus action disengage, and run back.
Yeah, so as you run up, never mind. Go ahead. So what's your
Okay.
cure wounds? What are you gonna heal on Flint?
20.
20 and run back. So she will take her reaction against you.
I did bonus action disengage.
Oh, you did? Okay, my bad. I was focusing on reading something, but you're good now. All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
All right. Zescu, it is now your turn. Shot is on deck.
All right. I'm going to try to. Okay. I'll just go forth with what I was planning on doing. I'm going to use a first level spell slot to do a bonus action healing word on Flint, giving him 7 additional hit points.
Okay.
And with my full action, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on Elith.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Eldritch Blast.
26,
26 will hit.
23, 25, and 23 again.
Wait,
For a grand total,
you get 4 bolts for Eldritch Blast.
I do.
Okay.
So that is a grand total of 4d10. So that comes out to 27 force damage.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
All right, Shada, it is your turn.
All right. With a quick flick, Shada's going to use his bonus action to activate the Sunblade. And he is going to start making some attacks against Elith.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make this let me see. Make this a tripping attack. Yeah. Tripping attack.
Okay.
So it's, I think, a strength save. Just double check. Yeah, strength save.
That is a 1. Not
Okay,
an actual
yeah.
1, a 1.
Elith is now prone, and she takes 22 radiant damage.
Okay.
And Shadow's gonna make another attack. Um, 14 to hit.
So before you do that second attack, she's gonna use her reaction to Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, and it's a dex save.
Didn't she already use her reaction?
No,
She almost
because
used
Kelvin disengaged. Or yeah,
Right.
so she didn't get to.
Okay, it's dex save, right?
Yeah, so it is a DC 19 dex save.
All right.
Die.
Ooh, that's +4, so it's yeah, it doesn't matter.
So
fail.
you are going to take 15 points of fire damage.
Okay,
Oh.
it's not bad. All right.
She's gonna die.
Okay, cool. I'm making another attack.
Okay.
I don't think I rolled. No, I did. 14 to hit.
14 will hit because her armor
Okay.
class is shite.
And I am going to use Divine Smite on this.
Okay.
Real quick, Shadow, whoever said that in the background, can you say thank you to them?
Said what?
Whoever said that in the background that, oh,
don't
she
even
don't
know.
die.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let me roll this extra damage really quick. believe it's 3d6 because of the fact that she's undead. Just verify really quick. Paladin stuff is all the way at the bottom. No, it's 3d8. Okay, yeah. So 18. So yeah, that's a 17 plus an 18. So how much is that?
17 plus 18 is 35.
Yeah, 35 points of
I think.
radiant damage. Yeah.
Okay.
And another attack.
So Elith goes down.
Oh, she goes down?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
So she's back with 1 hit point, so continue.
Okay. Alright. 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Yeah, for 14 radiant damage.
If you're still in there, we're sorry.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Sorry, Elith.
She's just gonna wake up and be like, "Ow!"
So yeah, as you slash with your sunblade, Elith's body does disintegrate into with the radiant fire, and that will effectively end initiative.
Wow,
She
didn't even
straight
ask him how he wants to do this.
Shot it. I think you overdid it. We're gonna try and resurrect her.
She just straight up disintegrated.
Tell me there's a way to bring him back.
There's
She
several.
had her own way, right? She says,
Right?
Nice one, Shada.
Who said that?
Yeah, it's almost like she's speaking to us from beyond the grave.
Wherever she is, I'm sure she's thanking you right now. She's telling you did a good job, Shadow.
Hey, Dean, can I ask a question real
Yeah.
quick? What happened to the wand?
It's on the floor.
I can bring her back.
I would like to
No.
cast levitate on the wand,
Okay.
Point at the wand. You shut the hell up right now.
and I
Get in the bag.
I just want to lift it like
Get in-
20-ish feet in the air, where nobody can reasonably jump to it or snag it. I just want it suspended in the air while we can all discuss this. And I'm going to keep my eye on it
Okay.
the entire time.
Roll
promise
perception.
I'm not gonna pull something again.
Roll what?
Perception.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but if we would have just arrested her,
It's a 3.
might still be alive right now.
There's a
Possibly.
lot going on right now, Ember. Like, as much as you would like to keep your eye on the wand, it could be easily distracted or like look away for a second or two. There is a lot.
I'll keep an eye on it.
No, everybody. We need to calm down. We need to remove everything from this room.
I think we're all pretty calm right now, actually.
Decorations.
We just killed a woman, our friend.
I have the I guess you do.
We
have
all-
plain tea right now.
You have what?
I have tea.
Oh,
Tea is not what we need.
We
got
all-
the room. It's okay.
we all
So,
have things
I
we're
think
working
we
on
need
right
to-
now, Ember. Okay, just
I think we need to bring this up now, while we're all here, and we're contemplating our next move. Elvira made a pretty interesting point. Where Orcus is right now, he's affecting things. There are creatures working for him. He's still able to reach out from beyond whatever his prison. Just by rattling the bars, he's a problem. If he were to be released, he would be vulnerable somehow.
It would also be a huge problem if we don't know that we can deal with him. And it's not if we think we can deal with him, we have to know 100% that we can deal with him. Because if we unleash that devastation upon the world, that's on us.
I agree.
That makes sense.
use my power to defeat him.
You shut the hell up.
Can somebody put a muzzle on this?
Why don't we put a bag on it? We got a bag of holding.
Put it in a bag.
Put it in the bag.
I
would imagine silence would work on it.
Yeah, but then none of us would be able to hear each other.
I already put
Just
a bag
target
on
it
it.
up there.
That did not work, apparently.
It's talking through the bag of holding.
It did that before, yes.
Huh.
We put it in a bag of holding and then put that bag of holding in a bag of holding.
No.
You guys already tried
You can
that.
always try.
No. I don't like it when the DM says you can always try. No.
I'll do it! I'll do it! I'll do it! I'll do it! I've done it!
No.
Flint's like, oh,
No,
fucking
Flint.
do it again.
Flint, no.
Where the fuck is that dragon? Nobody knows. He's gone.
We need the wand though.
Why? Why do we need the wand? If the wand can be lost forever to the infinite abyss of the ethereal plane chased by astral dreadnoughts?
Elith was the one that was supposed
Wait a minute.
to
That actually could work.
I know! I've been thinking about it for the last like 8 hours, but you guys keep doing shit over and over and over.
Say we did get rid of the wand, that wouldn't solve all of our issues though.
We could tell him that it's in the bag, hand him the bag, and then when he goes to look, boom.
Hey, just you've got like a minute that you can revive her, right? You try?
She's
Not
Ash.
quite.
She's
Revivify
Ash at this
doesn't work on Ash. I would need a fully functioning body.
Hang on, let me check.
There's other revivals.
The stronger stuff?
Right?
There are. Actually, don't worry,
Oh.
guys. I already
What
know.
does Ash count as missing body parts?
Yeah.
No. Resurrection.
then I'm no help.
Hold on. We have an expert on this. Is there a way to contact Denton? He did.
Yeah.
He was turned to ash, and
Oh no.
So, regular resurrection even wouldn't really work with this either because we're dealing with no body at all to work with. So true resurrection would work, but I think you're all also overlooking the fact that Aleph is a lich.
Well, we weren't.
Is she a lich now?
We talked
She's
about.
been a lich.
Wait.
Oh, no, never mind. I'm dumb. Ignore me.
Hold on.
I knew that.
She was a
Maybe
lich
she's
when
undead.
when she died, or she was undead. She died. Can you revive her at a point where she was not undead? Does true resurrection like that? Can you?
I believe it would just resurrect her from the point she died, but there's a spell that can reincarnate people, and technically it changes what they are. I'm unsure how that would pan out though, but we wouldn't want to do that.
I mean, obviously we want her back.
I say we just
Do.
best thing we could probably do is wait and just see if she comes out of her phylactery. But I don't know where that would be,
We don't know how long that'll take.
or how long it would take. Right?
Can we take her phylactery with us? Like we've got things to do and.
Do we know where it is?
Can we put her ash in a bag?
all of her equipment would still be there, left behind.
We look through it for a phylactery then.
Yeah, let's search.
I think I'll know what to look for.
All of her equipment would be like what, the orb of dragonkind
Broom
and the broom.
and her bag of holding.
Her satchel.
My dad told me not to just go looking through the lady's purse, so somebody else.
Not me though, and I'm gonna search through all of Alex's belongings. I'm rummaging.
I had
Yeah.
some really cool stuff in there, by the way.
There is a lot of stuff in her. So she has, a ring of animal influence, ring of necrotic resistance, staff of withering, broom of flying, pearl of power, ring of water walking. She has her there's a
The ring
bag
of water
of
walking.
bones, like hand bones. There
I'm not
is-
gonna cross that river.
There's all kinds of stuff. You can look at her inventory sheet, but you do find the vial that she
You looking
made.
in the bag of holding?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You also find 4 bodies in that bag of holding.
Hey yo!
So you're gonna turn the bag inside out, and 4 bodies are gonna come flying out of it.
Ugh.
Do we
Why are there bodies in the bag?
do we recognize any of the 4 bodies, Dan?
You do not recognize the bodies in the lake.
No, they are all very putrid at this point.
Uh,
So they're not people. Jackwood might recognize them, but
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Oh,
because these were just bad people you found in the Zero Veil Federation during your travels with Elith.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Yeah, I remember killing that one.
Poor Jimmy. He had it coming.
He was the main one.
A little bit concerning that she's storing those.
Guys,
Not that surprising. Yes, Emperor.
the other me has been missing for quite a while. I'm worried.
You think something's going on in the keep?
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
why do you go back over there?
Because he needed to scry on some people, and this wasn't the place that he could do it, so he went over there.
Okay. Let's go check that out. And on the way, we can just secure Elith's remains until she gets back.
Ember is gonna cast Crown of Stars as we go.
He's asking who's going to store Alice phylactery in his bag of holding.
Also, mage armor, if it matters, probably doesn't. But
We
if it matters.
Taking all her other stuff, I assume. Just
Yeah, probably just gonna keep it all in her bags.
Yeah.
When she's back.
Also, he's gonna prepare. No, not gonna do that. Never mind.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we have all of Alice's belongings in here, right?
Right.
Would that include the cards that she drew from the deck of many things?
No, Ember didn't give him or give her the deck. He let her draw cards from the deck. And also, if you want to know, all of my stuff is kept in a bag on my side that has an arcane lock for future reference.
okay. Good to know. Before we run off from here, we're not just gonna leave the wand floating, right? I mean, Elviron's tower is relatively safe, but it's also a target. Do we
It's up
take
to you
everyone?
guys. I'm not touching the wand again. That's up to you
Right,
guys.
but we should keep an eye on it, at
No,
least.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done with it.
So is it floating in the air right now?
It is glowing green and smoke coming off of it.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
we've tried putting it in a bag of holding before, and it was in there, but it could still talk to us, is the thing.
Once it was put in the bag of holding, it
and
didn't
could-
communicate.
It got put in a bag of holding and then was taken out of the bag of holding while it was in my hand.
Alright. Jado's just gonna put it in his bag of holding.
Okay. You're all gonna head back to the keep.
Indeed. That's what we said, I think.
Are you walking or teleporting?
Walking.
Walking. Okay. So
Maybe
you
running.
at this point you're kind of in the middle of the night, and you quickly make your way over to the keep. It's quiet. There is torchlight, flickering lights going on. It doesn't seem dark. You head into the keep and you go to the arcane, in the direction of the arcane study where you understood Amber's simulacrum would be. And this is where the door to the library, which you have to pass through to get to the arcane study first, is open, but the room is completely dark inside.
I put my hand out, some of the scythe.
Seems bad.
Dancing lights.
Hey, Sakos, I wanted to know if I could just do something on the way over here.
Yeah, what's up?
Would I be able to like keep my bag of holding like under my breastplate of my armor?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I've learned a couple spell slots to get some sorcery points.
Okay. So, entering into the room and Ember's dancing lights illuminated. As you all kind of like stand in the middle of the walkway of the library and the lights move around, there are two faces that are illuminated. They are both pinned to the wall on both sides of the hallway, opposite of they're perpendicular to the walls, perpendicular to the entrance to the arcane study. The first one you recognize as excuse me, Throm Goldhammer, the leader of the Goldhammer clan. The second one is Elk, his son.
Oh. Alright.
And they're kind of like
More dead.
pinned to the wall, like almost like crucifixion, but to a stone wall.
Ember would like to look around for any wet spots or snow on the floor.
Make a perception check as you look around the room.
Navigation? Question mark? As I'm looking around a specific room? Question mark?
Do perception first.
Okay.
How much time has
17?
passed since the first?
Yeah, so it's easy to find. There is a now kind of like slush pile of ice and snow right in the doorway leading into the arcane study.
Cool. I'm gonna pick up all of the magical items out of that pile of snow.
Okay. They're all there. It seems like whatever did this was not interested in those.
I can see normally in darkness at the moment, so I wonder if I can start looking around for signs of entry, signs of fight, any footprints, marks, that kind of thing that might indicate where it might have gone.
Okay. You're just using your normal vision right now?
My devil sight.
Okay.
Devil sight.
Just
Yeah.
a reminder, in case you forgot, you also have your eye.
Yeah.
Oh, I can as well. I do. Yeah. Well, first I'm looking for signs of where to shine it. Like if I get the sense that it's
Okay.
nearby, I'll shine it on it. But I'm not gonna just like
perception check.
certain use on that, right? Sure. Cool.
Lynn-
Perception check. Okay.
Lynn is gonna go to the kitchen to see if anything has been tamped.
Okay, Flynn, as he looks at each, like all the fields, if he can make investigation.
Okay. 17.
17.
Two.
Looking around, there seems to be, in one of the chairs at one of the reading desks throughout your library, the cushion of which is slightly imprinted, as if something is currently sitting there.
Oh, okay. There'll be a glimmer from the left eye, and there'll be suddenly a 30-foot cone of light shining right on that chair. And if there's something invisible there, it's revealed.
Yeah, so revealing, sitting in the chair is a tiefling. They have charcoal colored skin, a kind of skeletal face with some of the flesh missing, and they're just like looking at you, smiling. Hello.
Cool. Does everybody see this, or is it just Jack?
It's the same
No,
as a
everyone sees
lantern
this.
of revealing. So
Alright,
Yeah.
cool.
Like light, it's bathed in light. It's illuminated.
They're gonna get hit with a Crown of Stars star, or I'm gonna try and hit them with that, as well as
Yeah.
a magic missile.
Oh, wow. Because I'm hitting him with a hex. dexterity disadvantage.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll that. Also, Flint with his investigation of 2 does not notice anything out of the ordinary in the kitchen.
It's 31 to hit for 20 damage.
The 31
And
will
then-
hit.
Cool. And then 45 force damage.
Okay, that will also. So you said 45 force damage, and how much was the first bit?
20.
20. They're just gonna sit there and smile as they get hit with both.
Creepy.
Okay.
At this point, like their whole cheek is missing, their jaws revealed. From the one of the what am I trying to say? The bolts you just hit them with, the magic missile, just like hit and blasted off the side of their face.
Does it look like it did any damage to them?
It did. It did the damage that you intended to do against it.
State your name.
Oh, is that really important?
No.
What
Not
are
so
you
much.
doing here?
Just being the messenger is all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. A slight disconnection there.
Imagine.
Strange. Anyway, so you asked, what are you doing here? And he said, just being the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the message? Does he gesture to the dead outside?
Oh, you just aren't following directions given to you, which we believed were quite clear.
She's dead now.
Those are stupid directions. So.
And has it been 6 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, this is a conversation that
Yeah.
would take.
I'm moving to cut his head off.
Yeah, I want to hit him with another star and another magic missile.
Sorry about the gods.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were honorable men.
What did he say about the gods? Sorry?
The
The
guards.
Oh,
The
guard.
guards.
Oh, yeah, alright. I'm hitting with him with a more powerful magic missile. Alright.
Yeah, so the 14 will miss.
Does a 23 hit?
A 23 will hit.
Get the calculator real quick.
With those final attacks, he will decease.
Takes 85 force
Ah.
damage.
He will decease. He
will
takes
dec-
another 32 from me.
Yeah.
Deceased.
He
He deceased.
deceased even harder.
So yeah, after Jack slices off the head, he just gets blasted with a number of magic missiles and just bones crack and spray everywhere across the room.
Gross.
Okay, I'm shining the light. It's gonna last another 10 minutes. I'm shining it around the room for any other creatures. And if there's nothing here, I'm gonna move on to the next room.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing in that room.
Does
Okay.
Flint find anything in this?
With the investigation roll that you got, I believe it was like a 3. It was
two.
a
Yeah.
2. Yeah, you know, there's nothing that you find.
Alright.
Cool.
We'll come back. Let's just some muffins. Hey guys, I got some muffins. So these are the blueberry ones, and these are the chocolate ones. I know they look similar, and everybody seems to dislike the chocolate. But here's the blueberry, and
Okay. While I'm looking for invisible creatures, I'll motion to Hughes, ask you, do you think you could bring them back?
I can bring back mostly anybody.
I'll motion to the bodies on the wall. How about them?
Assuming they've been dead for over a minute, I could bring both of them back to life. Be a bit taxing for my magic. Probably wouldn't be able to do it again for a while. So we get a good night's sleep. But I can do it.
Do it. They trusted us.
Damn.
And I'm spending the next 10 minutes investigating for more invisible creatures, DM, because I'm going to cover our bases.
Yeah, so continuing off, nothing else seems to be in the immediate area.
Okay, just that one.
So who exactly
Cool.
are you resurrecting?
So it turns out I don't have Resurrection prepared right now. But I do have Revivify readily available, so I'll just give it a shot on one of the bodies to see if it works. Third level casting of Revivify.
Yeah, so the spell will fail.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to need to at least rest for a few hours to get that sort of magic ready, actually.
You know, our keep might not be the safest place.
No, it
Probably
won't.
not.
But we know they can hit it.
How do you guys feel about my mansion?
I think that's good. Also, Sal, about how much time has passed since we first got the ultimatum to bring the wand?
So between these two being discovered and Zark's mother, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, basically to try to figure out what the interval is.
Roughly, you can guess like about 4 or 5 hours have passed.
This might be happening roughly a little more than 1 per hour.
Yeah. And the mansion will protect us, but it won't protect these people. Whatever we do, we need to decide. We need to do it.
Obviously, we need our strength to fight. It's going to come at a cost.
I can't do anything now. Like I can make you guys food now, but I can't do anything beyond that. Like I can't fight now. I need to sleep.
So we just have to realize that time is our most precious resource right now.
How many more must
Yes.
die?
Imagine if time was no consequence and we could go into the Shadowfell. We can go into the Shadowfell and we could slow down time. What do you think?
Well, what I'm thinking is that whatever we do to protect ourselves will keep us safe, but it won't protect anyone here.
Sure.
So you're right, we do have to move.
But if we go into the
forestalling
Shadowfell-
things with the Shadowfell won't. Yeah?
If we go into the Shadowfell, we spend 8 hours there sleeping. That's like, what, fucking half an hour here?
You know,
That's true.
that'll help.
That's true. Okay. Okay, right. Yeah, that'll help.
What? Go gather up resources, food. Everybody else, grab what you need. I don't know what Elth would need, but bring along whatever Elth would need. Kilwin, you sit there. You don't touch anything. Zark, in the treasury, get all over Diamond.
Kelvin,
Got it.
get prepared the way everyone else is preparing yourself.
Mostly I just need rest.
Okay.
We'll rest when we get there.
So the skull
Alright.
on the ground is going to flick open. And a voice is going to come out of it. It's all going to be over immediately. How many more have to die?
You know, I'll speak to this corpse. You know there's a bit of a walking distance between here and the Ozio marshlands, right? How
There
quickly
is.
do you think we can get
All I see is you all standing around and plotting. Not very productive. Head my way, and I promise I will not kill another.
How about we head over there when we've had a bit of a good night's rest? Promise we won't waste your time, if you don't waste ours.
Agreed. The corpse will go still.
Ember is going to use this time to go through our portal room to the northern lands where we gathered snow before, and he's just gonna pack a whole fucking bag of holding full of snow. He's gonna do that. He's going to use.
So it would require the use of a teleportation spell. The portal is for teleportation circles.
Okay, I'll use a teleportation spell then, and use a teleportation circle to get back. I was going to do it the other way around, but that's fine. We'll teleport there and teleport back.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast... I'm going to start casting Plane Shift.
So you all are going to head to the Shadowfell?
Hey, it seems that way. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So soon enough, you do all find yourself within the realm of the Shadowfell. Not in the city where you fought Veskar necessarily, as that has been crushed beneath rubble and all sorts of things, but you find yourself in the monochromatic landscape of the Shadowfell.
It kind of mirrors our world, right?
Does.
So is there like a beginnings of a town like we have in our area?
Ruins. Nothing to see much. Most of them are dead now. Alright, so, a night in the mansion then?
Mansion. And Ember's going to sit down and cast Magnificent Mansion.
Okay. You'll be able to finish the casting. That's no problem.
Cool. Okay, quick night's rest. And, maybe Shada keep that phylactery somewhere safe, but somewhere where she'll have space to come back. I don't know how these things work.
Ember is going to take the point of exhaustion for working through the night, but he's going to cast Simulate.
Okay.
Okay, cool. A night's rest.
Flint will come around and give you guys just general niceties throughout the night, little snacks. Like eats and such.
So, just a note here. So the simulacrum does take 12 hours to make. So whatever the long rest is, you guys will have to wait an additional 4 hours to complete it. Also, I didn't know this, but in order for a simulacrum to regain hit points, it costs 100 GP per hit point it needs to regain.
Yes.
In an alchemist lab.
And an alchemist lab, so...
Isn't that part of our lab setup though?
Yeah, but in order
Yeah.
to be healed, you have to take it back there. So
Yeah. And he just straight up died, so it didn't matter.
yeah.
He went from 100% hit points to 0% hit points.
So you all can finish your long rest. Are you gonna wait the additional 4 hours?
So that's all right.
Oh, the additional 4 hours for the simulacrum to be done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is is Elif back? What's happened?
So at this point, you're checking on the phylactery after waking up, and there appears to be the phylactery is reacting. There is currently a body being reformed, but it's not quite finished.
Hey, oh my gosh, it's
Wow.
working.
That's
It's a little Elith fetus. So cute.
Oh,
Do we know how much time has passed in like the normal the material world?
in about 2 hours or so.
Wait,
Less.
actually, I have a question. So, what does this like partially reformed Elith body look like right now?
That is a fantastic question. I'm so glad you asked.
Oh my god.
Please describe it in excruciating detail.
Excruciating.
Yeah. So really, it's imagine a model of the human anatomy that starts at the skeleton, and you can add layers to it. So right now what you're seeing is a skeletal figure with muscles starting to slowly regrow around it. Think about like how a Titan forms an Attack on Titan, really. It starts with the skeleton, then the muscle, and the skin covers it. That's really what's happening here. But with like green energy kind of like look at like almost like a piece of paper that's burning along the edges with that red ember, but instead it's green and it's growing rather than shrinking from burning.
That's cool. Looks like we'll have Elith back in no time at all.
How long is no time? Do I have time to make brunch?
Probably.
Okay, mimosas it is.
He says he was just gonna go next to Elith and just wave his hand in front of her eyeballs, see if she can see him or anything.
The eyeballs will focus, and then like just skeleton, muscle tissue, and eyes look over at you. There's no eyelids, there's nothing, just looks at you.
Oh man, that is so freaky.
Oh my god.
So this is what it's like to be a lich, huh?
Do you still want it?
It looks pretty strong. I mean, she's coming back from the dead all on her own. We didn't even do anything.
Yeah, but like the other dude can do that too, and he doesn't have to look like that.
Who?
Oh, the fiery guy.
Ember?
Yeah.
Sure, with the cologne, that'll take you about a ton of days.
Like a few weeks, maybe.
Yeah. Phylactery's readily available though. And there's a few other, benefits being a lich too. It's not just about not being able to die.
It's also about not being able to go into churches. I understand. My mom used to try and take me to church when I was a kid. It was to this goddess Lolf or something. I didn't fucking like it. There's like spiders everywhere. This is gross. So I understand you're not wanting to do that.
Just wait until the consequences from waking up, big dog. Change your mind.
Oh yeah. Well.
Do you still have that fork that talks to you?
Oh yeah. This one. I'm just gonna pull out the trident.
Stick a bagel on
Bagel on
the tines.
a water artifact. Thank you.
Does he eat?
No, she doesn't eat.
doesn't eat. Are you sure? Hey, lady!
Not food.
Do you want a bagel?
Do you want a bagel, O Hydra? Capable of eating bagels?
Remove the.
So, normally I eat bagels with like peanut butter or jam or some like cream cheese, but I found this thing. I started doing it recently where you put like just a fucking ton of butter on it. And you stick it in the oven and let it like bake some more, and it gets all crispy on top. And but you get the butter seeping into it. Here, try.
Oh,
And I'll
okay.
give him a butter soaked bagel.
Her response to the bagel question was no. She said, "Remove the bread item from me, boy."
Yeah, we got the first little bit of that.
Yeah. Don't you worry about stuff, Flint?
I did. But then like, how many times can you save the world before like you just stop caring, right? Like yes, I care about my mother, and I care about my brother, and I care that they were stolen. But like, how is that different from the last time that we saved the world from dragons who were killing a whole bunch of other people's mothers and brothers, right?
Yeah, it can be a lot if you let it, I guess.
It is one more thing that we have to do. It's one more there's one more evil that we have to snuff out. But in the meantime, you know what's never evil? You know what's never bad? Well, I mean, it's bad
Peoples?
sometimes. Food is never evil.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm just gonna focus on that till we're done.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Thanks for the bagel.
Yep. Hey, Jack!
Hey,
Hey, bagel?
always.
Cool. I got you
What's a bagel?
everything bagel.
Oh, wow.
It's got like sour cream and chives, and it's special.
Where do you get all this stuff? I don't even remember securing any of this stuff.
I have a magic pouch on my belt that lets me get interesting spices and things.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
How do you feel, man? It's been a tough like day. How do you feel?
Like I haven't slowed down long enough to ask myself that question.
Well, I'm asking you now. How do you feel?
Oddly, I think I'm okay. Like I'm running a marathon.
Yeah? Your nipples chafed?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
No, I don't know. You know that feeling where you're running a long distance and you save enough energy and you think if you pace it right, you could just keep going forever.
yeah, but we can't really do that, right? Because like Ella's gone.
Jack,
We had a person die today. Sorry.
Jack, as you say that, in your head, a warm voice just fills your mind, and it feels like there's overall like just warmth throughout your body, like the sun is shining on you, and the smell of honeysuckle fills your nose, and you just hear, "I believe in you." And it fades.
Did I get any of the smells or no?
You did not.
Cool.
It's a really good bagel.
Yeah. So I mean, things are tough right now, and we just had a friend die, but like we're gonna get there, and here's proof. And I'll take a bite of my own bagel.
You know what I'm scared of right now, Flint?
What are you scared of? You can't be scared of anything. You are friends with death. How are you scared of things?
I think what I'm scared of right now is that this is really all I know how to do.
Eat
It's
bagels?
It's not facing Orcus I'm really scared of, it's whatever happens afterwards. I don't think I'll know what to do after that. I keep thinking I'm gonna build something better here, but truth is I don't know anything about living outside of all this. This is all I know.
Jack, you want to know a secret? Just between you and me, yeah? So we had our big, like, get together, and then we got attacked, of course. But before that, there was lots of, like, really cool celebrations, and there was, like, games and celebrations and food stalls. I went to every single food stall because I like food. I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I like food. So I went to all the food stalls, and I learned about all the people and where they make their food and how they learn to make their food. And you want to know a common denominator between all of the people that I talked to?
None of them are hungry.
They all came here because they met a one-eyed man with dark black hair who told them that this was a safe place. That's how they came here, Jack. I don't know about you, but I haven't met a bunch of people meeting that description. I think you know how to live more than you think you do. Anyway, Zerk needs a bagel. Zerk!
Yeah.
Hey, Zerk! Check this out. It's like a donut.
What is it?
But it's like a donut, but it's not sugary.
What's a donut?
It's the sugary round thing that I gave to you like 3 months ago.
It's like a bagel, but it's sweet.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm still trying to wake up.
Yeah. Here, take this. Here, I'm gonna put some cream cheese and you're basic as shit. Okay, so I'm gonna put some raspberry jam filling on it. Here, try this.
I take a bite and I'm like, yeah, it's really good. Or oh good.
Yeah, it is a bagel. Look, you can put your finger through the middle, and Flint starts fingering the bagel hole.
No, oh my god.
Anyway, I'm still gonna go get Sam and Shauna. Sam!
Yes.
Hey, Sam! I got
Oh, Sam's awake.
Okay.
Hey, check it out.
Then I'll hop over and I'll grab some breakfast. Ooh, nice. What is this?
He's gonna get a bagel with egg and bacon between it. That's a timber made out of bagels.
This is wonderful. Sam takes a big old bite. And it has an almost hole in it.
It does. Well, it has a hole if you poke through the egg. How you feeling, man? You good? You okay?
Tired, mostly. Was not expecting another world-saving adventure to just sort of fall into our laps again.
You know, I wanted to retire. Did I tell you guys that? Like, I am so done with fighting people. I just want like open a tavern and like feed people. But you guys keep doing shit with like gods and dragons and shit, and I have to come in here and save your asses all the time. Why? Why do you keep doing this to me, Sam?
I don't know. I didn't have any involvement in, any of these any of these things happening.
You know what? That's fair. Here, have this. And I'm gonna hand him a little small bag of tater tots.
Wonderful, and he will take some.
Shada!
Shadow's just kind of slumped in like a corner.
Shada!
Yeah, I'm over here.
He's gonna go up to him and start poking him on the chest plate. Shada! Shada!
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You want breakfast?
What?
You want breakfast?
Sure.
Cool. Here, try this.
Shadow grabs whatever you're handing him.
It's just a plain, 100% plain bagel.
It's bread with a hole in it.
It is bread with a hole in it. Check it out. You can put your finger through it.
I guess I can, yeah.
Check this out. And with the bagel on his finger, Flint starts taking bites out of it in a circle around it. How convenient is that, right?
It's pretty convenient, I guess, yeah.
Also, you can have this if you want. And he just hands him like some bacon strips.
Alright, yeah, appreciate that.
Eh. Anyway, do you think the wizard boy is done with his shit yet?
I have no idea.
At this point, I will say Ella's body has finished reforming.
It is.
Who's watching that?
I guess she's... Yeah, where is it? I guess it's near Shadow.
Yuzaski was kind of keeping an eye on it. So
Okay.
eventually, as soon as his body completes and the smoke dissipates, Elf opens her eyes and begins to regain consciousness in the full after it goes dark.
I bring her a blanket.
Good morning, Ella.
She's just gonna kind of
Oh shit!
stare.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Does she take coffee?
Is still you?
Oh shit! Did we forget to teach her how to speak?
My things. Where are my things?
Hey, Olive, here.
We have them.
Where are we right now?
Just
Where's
take
this?
it easy.
Hey, check it out. And I'm gonna offer her a bagel.
She's gonna smell the bread, and it's gonna be when the shark's eye just goes dead, and she's just like she's gonna start quivering, and she stands up. She's like, I'm hungry. I need to eat.
Here.
I need to eat. I can't eat that. I need. There's no one here.
I mean, we're
There's
here.
no one alive. I'm not eating you.
What?
Please don't eat me.
She's
She
gonna
needs
take
souls.
the bagel and just like hold it and then walk around. Where's my bag? Where's my bag?
What did we do with the bodies?
Yeah,
That's still in her bag of holding.
yeah.
You put him back?
Yeah.
Probably not about other
I
things,
hope so.
guess.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
we put them back in the bag.
Give
It's
up to
easiest
me.
clean up.
She's gonna
Alright, here you go.
drag one out of the bag and just like start taking her hands and digging her fingers like into this like rotten flesh and just like taking
Yeah.
clumps and
It's
like
crazy.
shoving
No
it
one's gonna
into her
take it
mouth.
from you.
What the?
It's not that serious.
Guys! What
What's
the
that?
fuck?
This is a really rotten body. Like,
She just has really bad taste in food.
Oh my god.
No offense to your
We're all suddenly not hungry anymore.
Yeah.
Does she look different? Does she look like noticeably changed? I mean, apart from behavior, I just mean physically. Does she look different?
She looks the same as she did when she died.
Okay.
And now I feel so much better. A little.
We certainly don't.
We need to get her like a robe or something.
Yeah, I'd like to re-equip all my things now.
Oh yeah,
More
right.
We're just
right in the
so
mind.
freaked out. Like, oh, also.
Okay. We need to move, Elith.
Yes.
As soon we resolved as soon as you came back, and we believed you would. We're glad you have. We need to move.
Where are we going?
The Azure Marshlands.
We don't have any time.
Hey,
There's a crypt. It's a place that I know, but that's where we'll meet him, Bullenfriel.
And
As
what are
for
we doing when we get there?
well, that's the choice ahead of us. So the way I see it, we have two options. We give the wand to him. We trust that he gives back the people he took, restores them, whatever it is, and then he gives them to Orcus, who goes free, and we somehow defeat them all. That's the first choice, as far as I can see it. The other choice? Subterfuge, trickery, something. It's that we don't give the wand to him. We find another way to get our people back. Or else we don't. But we turn on him. And find another way.
How easy would it be to create a fake wand?
Well,
Pretty hard considering how experienced
It's
Well-
very
is.
powerful and it's aware. It'd
I'll
be
cast
hard to-
minor illusion and produce an illusory wand that looks just like it.
There's
But then I'll let my fingers go and it'll just sort of float there and then dissipate. He might see through that.
I mean, it also has its own consciousness. And
it also
If
emits a
someone
lot
were
of
willing
power.
to,
We're on the move during this, right?
is there a spell that could fake the aura of that power?
Can I suggest? Don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if that's even possible.
I could try to. I don't even know if this would work. I've never tried it, but I could try to do some kind of ritual and try to like imprint necrotic energy on it, if you will. With a sacrifice and a ritual. I just don't know if that'll work. I've never tried that.
well, how much time do you think that would take? Because that's kind of our most precious resource right now.
Well, we have to get to where the living are, so
And time's gonna go faster there.
yes, but it shouldn't take too long. I'd say I'm pretty experienced in the field.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
You want a bagel now?
I'm still.
You- How about
Yeah.
a bagel with
Covered
a lot
blood.
of bacon? A lot.
Why
of
don't
bacon.
you? Why don't you just give me the bagel, like the bread, and I'll
Me?
customize it? Okay?
Meat lover bagel coming up?
May I have? Okay, okay. And when
Before
he
we
gives me the
go-
bagel, I'll just put the rotten flesh on it and eat my bagel.
Before we go, we should focus on the guards, the ones who were left for dead. Huzaski, you've had your rest. Do you think you could raise them?
Oh yeah, I've got my spells ready.
Okay.
How much do you
'Cause
care
if-
about these cards?
Enough.
Here's a
I trust
question.
us.
Here's a question. I'm not trying to be selfish, but if we're about to get into a fight, we might need that. Can he just do the thing to like preserve them for now,
I can easily preserve them.
in case we need that for something else.
I mean, if you did revive him, I'd be able to fill my phylactery again.
No, they work for us. They
Yeah.
don't.
I just am. I hear you.
Who has the wand currently?
Shut up.
Ember? Oh.
I can't attempt to attune to that again until I do. Though.
We
I
can't
did not
afford
say
to
that
wait
out
another
loud.
day for you.
That's a question.
Whoa.
Okay.
After what it did to you, I don't think you should touch that.
I disagree. I just need to try again.
You don't have a way back again.
Well, I do if I get a soul in the phylactery, and we wait a little bit, give it a day.
We just
Oh,
don't have
I don't think we have
time
that
to
time.
wait. We're losing
How
more
many
people.
evil souls to put in your phylactery right now?
Oh yeah,
Right.
we were dead when we figured this out, but we're losing someone roughly about every hour.
That's why we're here. I don't know if you noticed, but all the air is just gray.
Well,
Right,
suppose
I
we're
did-
not in the land
yeah.
of the living.
Okay.
Well, I assumed that we were walking during this conversation, or like on the move.
You're in a
No.
mansion right now.
We're just in
We're
the
not even on the
mansion.
move. Oh my
Nope,
goodness,
we're
guys.
in the
Okay,
mansion.
Okay, wait.
we gotta get on the move.
We can.
My
We all
resurrection
needed to
is ready.
sleep. That's why we came here.
How long till your sim is done?
It was an 8-hour rest, and then as many hours as it takes for Flint to feed everyone.
Yeah, so at this point, I would say that everybody's had their long rest. Everybody has eaten. The simulacrum is done. Ember did not get a long rest. He did not get any of his spell slots or anything back. But you do have your simulacrum done.
Yep.
And your simulacrum would have half your max HP, not your current HP, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Half my max HP, so he should have like 60. Yeah, 60.
So
But-
with everything done, what would you like to do?
Full spell slot.
Well, get on the move.
Resurrection?
About this time, Ever comes down.
We can ask. We could ask them if we resurrect them, or speak with them if they're dead. If we have the means to do that, we could ask them where the others are being kept.
That's true.
They probably don't know.
Probably not.
And I'm
Maybe.
not saying that out of a contentious standpoint, but like, let's think about this. If you were one of them and you were taken by a being that you did not know existed and entrapped in a place, would you know where you were?
No, probably not, but you know what they would know?
Who's around them?
That and landmarks, you know.
Underground, close to the ocean, trees.
Yeah, you know. What are the walls made of?
Smells.
Stone bricks. And that's not
Clues.
the end of it. We could use whatever they tell us as Jack says, clues.
What are their jailers like?
Mm-hmm.
That
Hellish.
We can use divination to get the rest.
Green skies. Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
So
So,
just a reminder that they are petrified.
are they still petrified?
Oh, we've been talking about them like they're dead this whole time.
Well,
So they're just petrified.
So
they were petrified and then they were taken.
They were petrified and then they were taken. And next time you saw the missing people, the Dwarven clan leaders, Zark's mom, they were dead. So And when you scryed upon Shada's mom and uncle, they were still petrified statues in the Great Hall of Calistan.
So they probably can't see anything more.
But when we find the bodies, they're not petrified though, right?
No. So the
They
bodies
revive
are...
them, kill them, and place them in front of us.
Mhm.
Well, that depends. What time do they unpetrify them and kill them? Maybe we can get lucky,
Once every hour.
We could ask them that.
right? If they, on the off chance, get unpetrified where they stand with everybody else, and then killed, and then brought wherever, we may be able to get some clues out of them.
That would be mighty sloppy of Orcus.
Yeah. But we wouldn't be able to take advantage of that sloppy, mistake unless we.
Are we going to
Went
be
for it.
able to question Throm and his son?
Magic.
Are we going to be able to do that?
Yes, we
We
can.
can do that, and afterwards we can preserve them to revive them. Correct.
I can revive one of them now if you'd like,
Alright.
but magic is.
Should we start heading over there?
Probably.
We've been sitting in this mansion for a while.
Did we not bring them with us? Sorry, out of character. Thought we brought the dead
Did we?
bodies with us.
You did not.
We did not. Okay. Yeah, we can go back there.
Please.
Yes. Yeah.
So who's going to be the one to cast Plane Shift?
Ember cannot.
I got it.
Okay.
Plane shift. That would
A
be.
lot of stuff happening in short spans of time, guys. Spell slots are super valuable for you now.
That is 7 full spell
This is
slot.
something you haven't really had to face before, and it's a new challenge.
It's not really.
Alright.
It's for me.
Okay. So, using one of these plane shifts means it's going to tax back on how many resurrections I can make, but it should be fine. So, yeah, I'll use that plane shift to take us back.
Okay.
You find yourselves back within the Great Hall of your keep. And it's still dark out.
Oh, thank God. Thank Orcus. I need to go. I have some business to take care of, y'all.
And
Wait.
where are you going?
I can
You're
be
not
quick.
leaving.
What?
You can't.
What are you doing?
Are we going? Oh my gosh. Okay, we go now then. We have to do something, but if we aren't going anywhere, if we're staying here, I have to grab a bite to eat.
You know,
I'm assuming.
Oh my god.
The bite is something like you took back in the mansion.
somewhere in the city, there's just a random halfling walker. Oh boy, it's sure great to be alive right now and alone in the streets. Nothing bad can happen to me.
Can I yoink him? Little halfling? I can take that. Come here.
These
Were you
these people
feeding on?
were because they were
Light snack.
come here.
I'm
Woman
sorry.
brought homemade jerky.
I'm sorry, was someone saying something to me? I am eyeballing this halfling.
The one
We
out
It was actually not a halfling.
we
Oh.
made this area safe for people to come to, and you are
Where's a town that doesn't like us very much?
there are no towns left.
Fuck.
We are the
we
town.
made one. Yeah. out of
We are the last
the
one.
ruins of the west.
Oh, I know the Zero Veil. And they're working on stuff, but
I mean, yeah, I don't feel as bad about a bandit disappearing, but not these people that we promised safety to, and
They are off limits.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let me rephrase the question. Where's a town of people that are not good people.
I'm sorry, can we worry about the resurrection of these two dwarves here, or one of them first?
I think we should do that. Yeah.
Raise one, preserve another.
Yeah, if possible.
Which one do you think might be stronger or more important?
Throm.
I don't
Throm.
think stronger matters. It's more.
Throm will know more.
Throm will know more. All right.
He was a clans leader, right?
All right. So
character, the other is the son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wholeheartedly support this decision.
all right. So that's one resurrection coming up with a 8th level upcast of the resurrection spell and 1,000 GP of my diamond dust. I can go ahead and cast resurrection.
Yeah, so as you grab your holy symbol and you begin to pray to your goddess, the spell fails.
What does that mean?
A couple things. So, soul needs to be free and willing, and okay, got it.
Free.
These souls are being imprisoned. That's what it is. As they're dying.
Sense.
Just making sure that we don't resurrect them.
That's like your jar thingy, isn't it, Elith?
Yes.
I don't know if I know about that.
It's just
Soul
like
cage.
that. Yeah, well, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If we just let everybody die, we could have just resurrected them later, so that would have been a bit easier.
I don't like how easily you're saying that.
Yeah. It's not optimal.
Well,
it wouldn't be possible anyway, given the circumstance.
Sounds like we gotta go on a rescue mission.
Yeah.
Which means taking the fight to Calistan sooner than we thought.
Right.
Well,
Any reason we don't go now? I think we go now, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
Entirely
Ours are
think so.
lives.
I say, wait, put the wand in a bag and then put the bag in the bag first.
wait, but then we lose it.
I have the wand in my bag under my chest plate.
Yes, but then that means Callahan also can't get to it as well. And by the time he figures it out, we can already be pummeling into him.
But I can never have it again.
I would like to specify that Ember and Simulacrum Ember are trading items.
Oh,
back
shit,
and
that's right.
forth, and each of them has a full number of magical items in the two of them.
I forgot that plan only worked as if Elif was able to attune to it.
Look to Flint. I think we need someone. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you want to come with us, that's another thing. But I think this place could do with a protector. You've made it clear that you're feeling like the fight is done for you. I think someone needs to stay. Would you stay with these people? People who've trusted us, the people who live here now?
They have my mom and dad, or my mom and brother, though.
They do. If you feel the need to come with us, I wouldn't stop you. I'm just asking you if you want out.
Yeah, well, okay. Is there a significant threat to these people?
Yeah.
I think there could be.
Yeah, if we fail,
if we take the wand to the Lich, and give it to him and get our people back and play by their rules until we find a way to win, then maybe there won't be any such thing happening here. If we betray him too soon, if he's displeased, we could well be looking at some kind of attack here where he knows it'll hurt us most.
A reminder that he did during the ball, he did say he had undead on standby ready to attack the city at his command.
Yep.
I hate this.
We don't have a choice, though.
I hate it too.
Yeah, like it or not, we may need someone on standby.
Zerk, come
Yeah.
here. And I'm gonna punch him in the knee.
I go with them.
Hey. You've been like one of my oldest friends. And I don't want to do this anymore. I'm only here because you guys keep getting hurt, and I need to be the guy in the way. What do you think I should do? They took my mom. They took Benji, and they turned them into statues. And they said, "Hey, do this." Oh, I don't want to do that for them. I
get it, buddy. I'm tired too. We're all tired. We had a moment where we thought the fight was over. And
It was such a good moment. It was
It was a good day, yeah.
I had so long of just cooking and learning about cooking and teaching cooking. It was so good.
I get it, buddy. It is a hard choice. It's a hard choice for all of us right now. But honestly, it's up to you. Like, I understand that they took your mom and everything. They took my mom too. In fact, we saw what happened to her. So obviously that's why I'm staying in the fight. But I get it. You're tired. It's been a long road. But honestly, the choice is up to you. If you want to come fight alongside us again, maybe for the last time, we'd sure as hell wouldn't say no to you. But if you feel like your fighting's done, we also understand as well.
What if I am the reserve? What if while you go attack, I can defend, you know?
I like that.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
It sounds like something you'd be good at.
Also, not to mention, in the event that we do fail, somebody's got to be here to cook this town full of wonderful people an amazing last meal anyway. So,
Okay. Well,
and who better than you?
if you're going and I'm staying, you need to. I don't need to be in charge, but you need to let me have some control over the defense of the city. Because I know it like normal people are like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get attacked by people," but I know we could get attacked by dragons and genies and fucking astral dreadnoughts and shit. I understand the existential threat of the insane things that we've dealt with. So you're in charge of the guard. Maybe put me like special lieutenant in case it's necessary? Question mark.
That's the full
Alright.
official title.
All right, but I'll send word down to the lieutenants that you'll be acting in my place while we're gone.
That's right. In case of trouble, look to the flying fry cook here.
Also, if I'm staying here, just know that every time you come back, you're gonna have the best fucking meal ever. Because did you see all of the good goddamn cooks we have out there in the streets? They're so goddamn good. Anyway, okay, yes. Promise me you will get my mother and Benji back, and I will stay here. I will take care of the people. I will cook for them. I will feed them. I will make sure they are protected. I will also be the warrior at the gate.
I basically put my hand on his shoulder. I go, "Promise you, buddy, we'll get everybody back, or we'll die trying."
You better not
Time.
fucking die then.
So either these people are gonna have a really amazing last meal, or it's gonna be one hell of a party when we get back. Either way, we're gonna need a bum-ass cook here for it.
I have a question that needs clarification.
Mhm.
For my little soul vial, it says that it has to be on the same plane as me in order to be filled. Does it have to be in my proximity, or can it be anywhere on the plane?
It has to be on the same plane. That's basically the only restriction.
Okay.
Oh boy, I have a tornado warning. Wonderful.
I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give Flint my flactum. I'm gonna give the vial to him. Please hold on to this.
You're gonna give me what?
The
Phylactery.
flactum. Yeah, that one. The acting. Sorry. Not the acting. I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay.
There are a bunch of vowels in there.
Hold
That'd
on.
be close.
Just hold it. Thank you.
She just spent like $1,000 on Wheel of Fortune
Real quick.
buying vowels.
This one
Wish I had thousands of money.
recognize what
Spend it on the
this
damn
thing is.
vowels.
What was that, Tyler?
This one recognize what this thing is.
Might be a bad
I'm
idea.
not trying to be rude at all. I'm really not.
Make an intelligence check.
Alright. Please roll low. I get a +0. Let's go. Oh.
Oh. Oof.
I wish I had a opposite of a flash of genius.
What'd you get?
A 15.
Flash
15.
is stupid.
You witness, Elf making it. You don't quite understand what it is or what it does.
Okay.
And the DC's high because you're Flint and you're mostly off cooking when people are doing other things and talking about these things. So you're never really part of that conversation.
So I understand that she made it, and this is the thing that she was reborn from, but I don't understand the implications of what goes on.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll protect this too.
Yeah, better yet, will you actually just go ahead and put this, just find a real secure spot.
Yeah, I got you. And he puts it in his front
Pocket.
breast.
He eats it just all.
To be fair, his front breast pocket is probably more secure than a lot of vaults in the country.
He puts it in his spice cabinet.
I can accept that. Thank you, Flynn. You have my life in your hands.
Puts
Literally.
it in a spice belt.
Yeah, his spice belt. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, this isn't salt. It's essence of Elith Visago.
So what are y'all doing?
Salt. Let's go save the world.
Again.
Guys!
Second time's the charm.
And Benji!
Of course.
Mainly my mom. You can forget about Benji.
Oh wait,
Rude.
are there? Wait, okay. So, are there any guards nearby before I forget?
There are not. Your guards are mostly gone.
Damn. Is there anybody? Is there any of them outside the door?
No, I
Like
actually.
the doors to the
So
keep?
your last two guards were really
They
the
were
ones that were
killed.
stationed and then killed.
We don't.
Ah, fuck.
We
The
and
last two of
in
them?
this plane we haven't been gone that long.
No, the only ones that have. Okay, because I have to go send word first before we leave.
We can all go on a little town trip together. Let's go.
You know, yeah. Let's take a walk down.
But not like when we go shopping, because
No, God, no. I think we're all good on equipment.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll speed walk.
A quick question for the DM.
Yeah.
Has Ember met the other ministers?
Briefly, you've met a few.
Okay, Ember is going to send a message to the Minister of Information and let them know what's happening and tell them to tell the other ministers.
So Lord Lightvine was among those abducted.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to the Minister of the Treasury.
Okay. Run into Sarian.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that he is the guy. How is he the guy?
He is. He just is. He knows a lot. He knows he's an eccentric soul, but he knows a lot. But Miss
Yeah.
Verona Tessarian is the one who believes that Elf is a tiefling rights activist. So
oh,
Alright, so I'm gonna
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
to both her and Professor Dudley explaining the situation.
okay. So as you all complete your final things before you set out to confront and deliver the Wand of Orcus to Calistan, what happens next is going to be a story for another time.
Yay.
I will.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger, which really, is just a normal progression into the next chapter of a story. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I know we're finished a little bit early, but it's okay. It was great seeing you all here, and I would like to thank all of our role players, starting off with Elphasago, our Tiefling Warlock.
Yeah, that was super fun, super cool. We're gonna try to attune to that Wand of Orcus every session. So come back every session and see if we do it. We have one fail on the board, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Tyler playing Ember and Flynn.
Yeah, not Flint anymore, I think. Just Ember.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Farewell to Ember. I think this would be a good I think this would be a good last session for Flint. Serving bagels to everybody, including the lich who just woke up from their phylactery.
Y'all need to eat.
Yeah, you want a bagel? I want souls. It was fun. Yeah, it was cool. I'm gonna kick it over to Shada Copperstone, our Tabaxi fighter and paladin. Shada. Never mind.
Muted if you didn't know.
Pass it on over to Jack, our half-elf rogue and warlock.
I
just unmuted.
would give it to
He's
him.
back.
His Shadow is
Yeah.
here.
I think my internet crapped out like as soon as I started talking.
It's rolling around.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks a lot. This was a very I think nerve-wracking session. Yeah, I am very excited to see how this is all going to wrap up. And, yeah, pretty crazy. I'm gonna pass it over to Midnight Jack, our half-elf rogue warlock.
Oh, hello. Hello, dear viewer. Hello, dear listener. Thank you for joining us for these last 3 hours. Or so. This has been, as always, a pleasure. I feel like we are racing towards the conclusion. And what exactly we will choose, well, that's something for us to figure out. But I thank you for coming with us this far. I'll see you next week. Won't we, Zach?
Yes, we shall. We shall see all our great viewers next week as we continue on toward the end. But yeah, just want to say thank you to everybody, as always. Thank you to chat, and thank you to our wonderful DM, South Coast, as always. And I'm gonna pass it off to Hughes Eskew.
Guys, who would have thought the super evil wand like kills you immediately? It's crazy. Yeah.
Anyone with meta knowledge, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, that was interesting to see a phylactery at work there during our session. Now I know all the gruesome details about that. And I guess also the secrets out about where Elif gets her snacks from.
Yeah, y'all didn't seem to love that. I don't know why.
It is not the snack that smiles back.
Just takes the nearest cadaver and just...
It does smell back.
It does smell back.
Apparently zombie flesh has
Oh, well.
use.
And,
It does now. Alright, yeah.
we'll sell it to. Oh, that's weird.
So, I think now, with all that prep out of the way, I think we can now just march straight into our conclusion. I think we're ready to head to the final fight here, and it's going to be a very, very interesting conclusion with a really big climactic fight. It's going to be fun. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Sam so he can Sam it up for all of us.
Jesus Christ.
Sam never woke up from that long rest.
Connection issues.
Yeah. Oh no.
Simulacrum.
The wand got him too.
It's very possible. Kelvin, what do you got for us?
Yeah.
Oh, unless he's back.
Oh.
Why does this keep happening?
Ah!
Sorry about that.
There he is.
Great session. Couple twists and turns. Ella's certainly not helping with Sam's aversion to all things undead.
Girls gotta eat.
I am excited to see. I'm excited to see where that goes, and I will pass it off to Kelvin.
Thanks. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Just remember, we all gotta do hard things sometimes and fight crazy battles. And that's how it goes. But I think it's gonna turn out alright. And I enjoy playing with everybody and figuring out those fun theoretical situations. So, I will just say that and thank you and pass it back to Sal.
Thank you so much, Sam. So during this small little announcement and thank you to everybody and everything, I have pulled up something that we would like to share with all of you. A lot of amazing artists have been working diligently in our community to prepare us for the campaign 2 and the start. And with that campaign, we will be introducing a new logo for our very amazing campaign. And so the last thing I would like to do for this session is show that logo for campaign 2. Of course, a lot of people in our community and the staff have already seen it, but this is for all of you. But without further ado, coming very soon next month to our viewers is campaign 2 of Prestige Encounters. And with that, woo, look at that new logo, everybody. Campaign 2 is
Logo
coming
reveal.
now. So thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
Oh,
Bye.
shit. Bye.
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 Bye bye.